Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Toby. Welcome to the podcast. If you're a new listener, welcome. I'm going to give a big shout out to my day ones for the past 6 years, my subscribers, my listeners. I appreciate people who talk about this podcast, who share this podcast, who support this podcast, who write reviews for this podcast. Really appreciate all your support. I've been doing this for 6 years. I've been giving it away for free. So many people ask me why I don't film it, why I don't monetize on YouTube, why don't I charge people for it on Patreon? And their answer is because I don't want to. I love these conversations in my kitchen. I love the honesty. I love that people want to come back for 2 or 3 episodes, the reoccurring guests that I have all the time. I love it. No lights, no cameras. I myself do not like going on podcasts that are being filmed and have lights. I've done it a couple times. I'll probably never do it again. I don't feel like myself in those situations. So I want all my guests to be as comfortable as possible. I do have sponsors. The sponsors keep my shit going. They keep it alive. But I will never interrupt a conversation with an ad in the middle of it. People do that all the time, and I will never interrupt the flow of a conversation. So don't worry about that. But I do have amazing sponsors who I align myself with, who the products that I use on a daily basis. I've turned down so much money for sponsors that want to be part of this podcast with companies I've never tried or didn't align with. I'm very picky about who I have on my sponsors and have on this podcast. That being said, check out the sponsors. Joe, cue up the music. Everybody knows that I work at Removery. They sponsor this podcast. They sponsor the skin of my body. They take care of all my friends. They do the best tattoo removal there is out there in the world. They have 150 locations, or maybe more, in America. And I've been getting some stuff lasered and hopefully making room for some new memories. I have a lot of old memories that I have in my body, and some I do not want anymore. I understand the fact that people get tattoos and it's supposed to be forever, but sometimes you're in different chapters of your life. So right now I'm making space for something that fits in something I'm in today, this moment, 2025. They're lasering. The technology is next level. I'm clearing some spaces right now for something new. But right now you can get 25% off a complete removal package for Black Friday. That's up to $1,200 off. No joke. It's not a joke. It's a complete removal package. It's the best deal out there for tattoo removal. One flat price, unlimited sessions until your tattoo is completely gone. So if you're thinking about it, or you already started, or you want to do a tattoo and get rid of it, go to removery.com or call 844-730-3360. That's 844-730-3360 and get 25% off of a complete package for $1,200 now up until December 6th. Removery.com or call 844-730-3360. Happy holidays. As we get older, we start paying attention to what we put in our bodies. I personally have been listening to my body since I was 18 when I went vegan. I've always been focused on my health. It's super important, mental and physical health. But it's really important for people who are just starting to get more healthy and trying to step up their life. Doing your homework, reading the labels, researching and verifying everything that's quality. It's part of the game these days. That's why I started drinking AG1s. I'm so proud to have them sponsor my podcast. AG1 is a foundational nutrition supplement that delivers daily nutrients and gut support and is backed by multiple research studies so you can trust what you're putting into your body. We're all so busy these days, so just throw a pack of AG1 in the morning into a cup of water and shake it up and drink it. I love the way it tastes. I do it every single morning. It's part of my routine. I bring the packets on tour. It's an incredible life changer for me. Many supplements only reference research from ingredients in their product, but I trust AG1 in my daily routine because it's constantly putting the formula to the test. It's backed by multiple research studies. And one of those research studies, AG1 was shown to have double the amount of healthy bacteria in the gut, which is super important because these help digestion and the immune system and the immune health. And these bacteria are known to help with digestion as well, gas and bloating, which I freaking need. And it also promotes regular bowel movements, what I can attest to. In another research study, 97% participants felt more energy after 30 days, and 91% of the participants noticed that they needed less coffee after 60 days. I quit coffee like 5 months ago. I know I'm good on that. But AG1 is packed with a variety of nutrient-dense ingredients and is the perfect complement to my healthy diet. I drink it because I know it's going to work and it gives me peace of mind covering all my nutrition bases for the day. In fact, I trust it so much, that's why I'm spreading word about it. That's why it's sponsored by podcast. Thanks to Angie Huberman for turning me on to AG1s, connecting me with them, and now they're part of my podcast. It's so easy and satisfying to start your day with AG1s. Try AG1 and get a free 1-year supply of the vitamin D3K2 and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your purchase at drinkag1.com/OLLC. That's drinkag1.com/OLLC. It's never been a better time to focus on your health and wellness and get back on track, man. Take control of your daily health. Health is wealth. Welcome to the One Life One Chance podcast. I'm your host, Toby Morse. Today, once again, I got my brother from another mother, Mr. Matt Henderson, with me.
What?
Legend, the triple OG, part of this 5-episode New York hardcore episodes, man. Thanks for being here.
Glad to be here.
And then back in the kitchen, but the first time he came was with Jim from Speed, Mr. Ricky Singh. Thank you for being here, bro.
What's up? Thanks for having me.
Do I say it sing? As I say?
Sing, yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you sing?
No, I don't. It's
okay.
Yeah, it didn't work
it's
out like that.
It's a hard name.
Yeah,
it's like his ex name's Danny Singer.
He's a singer.
Yeah.
I don't sing.
Scott Vogel's.
Oh yeah. How you doing, bro?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. I saw you at this legendary show on Saturday, Turnstile in Los Angeles, like 13,000 people.
Wow.
And saw Speed play one of the craziest hardcore shows I've ever seen. 5 different pits. I've never seen nothing like that. And we can count that that's a headlining show. That wasn't a festival. It was at a festival ground where Sound and Fury usually is. But this is a show on a tour.
Yeah, it's a show on a tour. And that, like you said, it was the craziest thing I think I've ever seen in a hardcore scenario. You know, it could
have been the biggest hardcore headlining show in Los Angeles, probably.
I think in the U.S.
Maybe
right? Like
how many people?
Ever.
Sorry,
13,000 pre-sale.
Sold out at 13, right? I think so, yeah. I
think we guess maybe 14. Vitala said maybe, but
probably, yeah.
I've never seen nothing like that ever. Like, it wasn't a festival. I've been there a bunch of times with Sound and Fury, which is like 10 to 12 bands with like 2 or 3 stages.
Right.
This is just part of their tour. And they could have very well went to the Forum and did a Forum show easily, but they chose to have outdoor experience like this. No seats, many mosh pits. Chappelle and my son were on the Jumbotron. In the pit, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Chappelle with his shirt off in the pit with Maxie got on the Jumbo screen. Did you know that?
That's awesome.
No, I didn't know that.
Chappelle was going off. It's the only pit he goes into, only Turnstile shows.
Nice.
It's cute. I love it.
Nice.
What are you going to say?
Well, I'm just fascinated with the whole thing, and first and foremost, so happy for Turnstile.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Me too.
You know, I was about to say something that would sound like I remember when, which I hate, and I don't mean that, but I do remember.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when the first EP came out, and I didn't know how hard that was hitting and where it was gonna go, and but it fucking kicked ass, and here we are today, and it's amazing.
It's like 15 years ago, right? They started probably.
I feel like it was 2010 or 11, maybe something around there. Yeah.
And I mean that first EP was a banger.
Yeah.
So it's no surprise that it kept going up and up.
Mm-hmm.
But just fascinated with like 13,000 people. And the way you describe it, right? I wish I would have been there. I really do. Part of it maybe is just like the event itself that brings people out. Like, is it truly knowing who the band is and the music?
There was kids on their parents' shoulders singing all the words. There was so many young kids, and
which is great.
I sent Brent along what I was texting me yesterday about it, saying like the diversity and the community and everything they built around this whole entire movement, which is hardcore. Like, I've never seen that before in my lifetime. We sang about it back in the 80s and 90s, and there was some unity and different things, but bands been singing about this shit for years, and finally seeing it in front of your face, like all walks of life, everybody smiling. It's so posy. Like, the energy there is crazy, bro.
And I believe that too. I mean, that's fantastic.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
to your point, though. I do think it seems like genuine fans of the band, whether they're old fans of the band or new fans of the band, it does seem like they were fans because they were singing. And that's a weird word to use sometimes, but
I'm
just using that. But they were singing like Toby said, they were singing along to all the songs. Everybody's jumping, everybody's enjoying themselves.
Right.
It's
so it's not just like a cultural phenom.
I know what you're talking about though. Like Coachella, for example. It's like Coachella sells out a lot of times before they even put out the list of bands.
It's an event,
so it's more of a hey, we have to be there because it's this fun, cool thing to be at. Where I think that people are there to see the music, which that to me is the most important part,
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
That's
there had to be 200 people in line for Turnstile merch the whole entire night.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get by the merch.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that too.
They have this. I don't know, it was just beautiful, man.
God bless them.
And then Speed, who were on Flatspot, amazing band and Humans, just seeing them up there crushing, smiling, talking about how like they seem so grateful for the records. 3 years ago was like their first show, I think, right at Sound and Fury or something like that.
Not the first show, but first time playing in the U.S.
Okay, playing in the U.S. Okay, yeah.
What year was that?
But they're so grateful. He made a big speech about it, and just the community. It's just like they're so psyched to be where they're at, and they're so appreciative of what's going on in their lives. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
You can really feel that by them.
100%. And it's completely genuine. You know, they're very, very, very excited and happy to just be doing this. And they take advantage of every moment that exists in front of them, you know, and that's just great to see because I feel like a lot of people are rooting for them too. And it just feels genuine, you know?
Yeah.
Are they, like, what age range are these gentlemen?
Like early 30s.
Early 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some are, you know, like Dennis is my age too, you know, I'm 37, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
So cool. Well, let's get to you and your life, sir.
Yes, sir.
You're New York for life, dude, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I've thought about, you know, maybe going somewhere else, but it's always just been New York for me. I'm very happy being in New York and staying in New York.
Were you born and raised in Long Island?
No. So I was born in Flushing, Queens.
Ooh, Flushing, nice.
Yeah. My family, I'm first generation. My family, we like had a 1-bedroom with 4 of us in that 1 bedroom in Queens. Damn. And eventually, I think I was like 4 or 5 when I moved to Hicksville, Long Island.
Nice. I lived in Flushing for a while. I lived in Flushing on Steinway Street.
Yeah. No, is it Steinway in Flushing too? Or is that, I know Steinway in Astoria.
My bad. I was in Astoria.
That's what I was about to say, yeah.
But I was in Flushing too with Timmy Chunks when I first moved to New York. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
106, I forgot the street. Because I was Flushing, Jackson Heights, and Astoria. Yeah.
Sick, yeah.
I took the 7 train out there. So how was it growing up in Long Island?
It was awesome. I enjoyed it. I think I got interested in music at a pretty young age. I discovered, you know, some of the stuff that I got into early on, which was pretty much like alternative music and hip hop at the same time through my brother. And that, you know, I kind of was hearing like Nirvana for the first time as I was Gang Starr and Mobb Deep or something, you know?
Yeah.
And so through that, like a very good friend of mine to this day, he plays in a band called Somerset Throw. My friend John, his cousins would come around and they would, one of his older cousins was into punk and we started, you know, just normally as you would, getting into it through that, you know, and just seeing it and then diving in and the discovery process of finding what you love and what you like and what you're into. And yeah, so it was that whole same thing, you know.
How old were you then?
Probably 11.
Oh, wow.
You know, 12. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I was just curious. So what was the popular mainstream music at that point?
It's hard to say, but I mean, when we first were getting into it, it was like we were listening to like NoFX and Green Day and stuff like that. Kind of more Epitaph at Records stuff. I feel like early when I got into it. Was that
94, 95?
No, this is a little bit after.
Okay.
Maybe I was probably like 98, but
okay.
Oh no, sorry. Yes, it probably was.
That's like the year punk broke, and those bands were like, really, yeah.
So it was more like that. Yeah, Rancid, etc. And I remember getting like one of the records that I always look back on, and I'm like, this shit got me into a lot of things. Was one of the Punk-O-Rama compilations. It has the little. I don't know if it's 3 or 4, but it has the kid with a black eye on it. I think AF might have been on that one. I think. Or Madball. I'm not sure if it was. Or H2O, I think. Yeah, all y'all.
We were all on there, yeah. Those are so important.
One, right?
Those are so important.
It wasn't one. It was like there was one with a little kid with a black eye.
Yes.
Yeah.
But those things were so important back then.
Well, that's the one Madball should have been on.
No, I think it was us and AF because they gotta go. Whatever the album was on there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Damn.
But that was, I just remember that one. And then through that, it was, you know, you look on the inserts of records, you find out the thank yous. And I had a record store by me called Utopia that I ended up working at later on in my life. But I think I was like one of the first friends in the friend group with like a job. I was bagging groceries. So I was taking that entire check and dropping it every weekend at the record store. Some of those records I didn't even know what the band was. I just saw it in the hardcore section or punk section and just basing shit off of like, oh, this record cover looks dope, let me get it.
Dude.
And I even talked to my Uber driver about this on the way. He was an artist and he was talking about record covers, and we started talking about like just buying records based off of the artwork and before you even heard a song on it.
Just intrigued by it, like what is this about? Yeah.
So
remember Looney Tunes was out there too, wasn't it?
Yeah, Looney Tunes, that was in Suffolk County, yeah. But
were your parents playing music in the house too or anything like that? Or?
Dude, it's interesting. I didn't get any sort of musical anything from my folks. They were playing more kind of traditional like indie music, but really they weren't really listening to music a lot at all. But like I said, my brother was getting into music, and he was like 6-7 years older than me, so I was hearing kind of like what he was listening to through the walls, you know, and then you start growing and finding your own taste in what you like, and you know, getting into punk and hardcore. It's just so exciting and different, and you feel like you found this fucking diamond secret world that like you only know about, and that's super exciting, you know. So that was a really fun time, and just discovering all that stuff, because then your entire friend group, once you get everybody else into it, it's like we're all obsessive now, and we're all like every day we're like, yo, you hear this shit, or you're gonna go to this fucking show in the basement of a fucking bar, whatever it is. Like, so it's just a sick time to like you know, be growing up and going through that. And then Long Island too, at that same time, was when I was in high school, was such a crazy place musically too, because like bands like Brand New, Taking Back Sunday, The Movie Life, Glassjaw, From Autumn to Ashes, not
VOD,
VOD, but VOD's earlier than that too. But I'm saying like all the ones I'm listing are having a big moment, and they're starting to like really get all this attention, and so they're all coming out of Long Island, and it was super interesting to see. Glassjaw too, if I didn't say that, but like that was all happening in my high school, and like it's really a cool time to be, you know, listening to music or be involved in the scene within Long Island, I think too.
Would you go to PWAC back in the day?
That was before my time.
Wow.
Yeah.
When and you guys were talking about the multiple pit, that's the first time I'd ever seen it at PWAC.
Oh yeah.
A multiple pit?
Yeah, like
wow, really?
Like multiple good sized pits.
Who was it for?
Well, VOD for sure.
Yeah. I'm a big VOD fan, but I'm just for the sake of this, that you know, they were out way before.
No, for sure.
Right.
I was.
Well, and so I'm interested, like, just being completely honest. Glassjaw is a band that never really, you know, made it onto my desk, if you will. Right. I never really
pretty amazing band.
Dug into it.
Yeah.
But are we considering them to be like hardcore, from the hardcore scene?
I do.
Or adjacent?
I do, because especially when I was seeing them, that's what they were playing with, you know. And
it was. Yeah,
and I felt like they were very inspired by like Silent Majority, which is, you know, a really important band on Long Island as well. And another one I just want to say is Kill Your Idols. Kill Your Idols is my favorite Long Island band, to be honest.
I would agree with that too. Yeah. Same. You also said Clockwise and Cleanser. There was so many things. Yeah. But Kill Your Idols were like,
they're the shit. I love them.
Love them so much.
Yeah.
You know that band, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Paul Delaney, shout out to Paul. And
I just saw him. I love Paul. Yeah.
He's playing in Mapple too, I saw.
Yeah.
Paul's great.
I think
Paul's great.
Yep.
So what was like your first show or concert out there? Did you go like a regular rock show before you went to a punk show?
You want to know my first concert ever was?
Yes.
This is actually a crazy story.
Let's
I don't know if I need to get into the whole thing. I'll give you a little bit. My first concert was one of my friend's parents was working at this place, Westbury Music Fair, and it was Weird Al.
That's kind of sick, though.
Yeah. And I was still like, I think I was in elementary school, and like.
Did you know what you were seeing? Like, you knew this was a guy who does parodies?
Yeah, because I think at that point, like, it was interesting. I think he put out like maybe what's it called?
Eat It.
Amish Paradise.
Amish
right?
Paradise. That's right.
And
that was
so,
a great one.
But that one was like on MTV and stuff.
Yeah,
like
it was,
Weird
I mean,
Al
a lot of his shit was.
Yeah. So we went and saw him, and we're sitting in the front row by the right in front of the keyboard player, and he, like, you know, Weird Al changes his outfits in the middle of the set. He puts on the fat suit and blah blah blah. But the lights, like, so Weird Al, somebody threw a rubber chicken at him, and he starts playing with this rubber chicken, and then he throws it to the keyboard player, and I see the keyboard player put it under his keyboard, and the lights go down for Al to change his outfit. I ran up on the stage and stole the rubber chicken.
You did?
As a little kid. There's more to the story too, but it gets crazy. But
how old are you then?
But I had the rubber chicken, and
you still got it.
No, that's the other part of the story.
Wait, did they chase you down or anything like that?
No, I got in a fight the next day, and I gave some kid the rubber chicken so he wouldn't tell on me.
Oh my God! How old are you then?
I was like elementary school, maybe. Yeah.
So you got in the fight with someone the next day, and instead of him telling you, take this chicken.
Yes. Yes. Take the rubber chicken. Don't tell on me.
Oh my God, dude!
And it worked.
It worked.
Did you know?
But I don't have the rubber chicken now.
But did you know it came from a Weird Al concert?
It said "I love you, Al" on the chicken's ass.
Damn, man.
Yeah. So
what'd you get in a fight about?
Chicken ass.
What's the fight over?
I don't remember. I just remember I don't have the chicken. I wish I had.
Didn't Weird Al play Riot Fest?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I missed it. Yeah.
But so that was my first concert ever. But it was like when I was getting into everything, it was going to see some local bands in my area and stuff like that. And then, really like what really got me into the punk and hardcore scene within Long Island, it was seeing Kill Your Idols for the first time. And there was a place in Belmore, Long Island, that was called Ground Zero. That was really cool, and I'd see a bunch of stuff there, and as well as like Local 7 and the downtown was another spot. And, so those were a couple of the earlier venues, but there was like, we would start bands and stuff when we were kids and just play locally at VFW halls or wherever, and that's kind of just how we.
So what's up? You had a couple of first bands before Backtrack?
Yeah, I had a couple. Yeah, definitely.
They played shows with around the area and had like.
Yeah, but it was like, we were doing different genres. So I was in like pop punk bands, and like when I was getting into this, we were listening to everything. It was like I was listening to hardcore, I was listening to fucking metalcore, I was listening to punk, ska, everything. Really, there was no like
taking it all in.
And that's what was exciting, because the local shows would have that too. It was, you would see a fucking ska band with a hardcore band.
But were you considering yourself and your circle of friends hardcore, or?
I think, I think, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
And so, how were you in school? Were you like a quiet kid? You were outcast? You were a wild kid, or?
No,
you're getting fights already. So
no, that was just younger. I was. I don't know what happened.
Were you a pretty chill kid growing up?
I was chill. Yeah. When I was like in middle school, I was playing a lot of sports. I was like running back in football and stuff like that. I was tight end and running back, and I played baseball. I played basketball, volleyball,
hockey.
How long did you play baseball? Till when?
Baseball was even before then. That was kind of little league type shit. I really loved playing football, to be honest. I really, really did. And
were you good?
I was pretty good. I was running back. They didn't have me at that position. We would do these like whatever like races or whatever, and I started winning the races, and they were like, why aren't you the running back? You're winning the race over the running back right now. But I got a guitar. I got into all this music, and that's when it was like, yeah, guys, I'm not gonna play next year. I didn't want to, But that's how. What
made you choose the guitar?
Just was obsessed over it.
Okay.
Obsessed with that, writing music, finding music, discovering music. It just
Did you have a favorite guitar player back then? That inspired you?
Then,
to get a guitar?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. Yeah.
This
guy made me want to get a Jackson though. Whenever I got that later on. Him and Greg Cerwanka, I will say Greg is just like, he was like the he's like the modern Matt Henderson to me too, But yeah, you get the fucking dinky with the reverse headstock. That's the coolest guitar in the world.
What was your first time going to the city for a show?
I remember seeing like Bad Religion, I feel like at Roseland or something.
Oh yeah.
But we were like, when we were young, I would get like all those electronic stores by Times Square. They all give you fake IDs. Huh. So I would go there and
they do.
Yeah,
I didn't know
they
that
all
too.
like, you'd be like, yo, I need an ID. They just take down this little like white wall or whatever, white screen, and then you just take a picture right in front of it, and now 2 minutes later you have a fake ID. But they always
Crazy.
I remember they would always make mistakes on them too. So I remember one of them, they gave me a Virginia ID, but the height said BLK, so they said my height was black.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, yo, I'm not going to get into anything with this thing. But to be honest, I never had one doorman or anybody say anything like, why is your height say black? This doesn't make any sense,
Nobody's really looking at it.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I was obsessed with the city at a young age. It to me,
you going there during high school?
All the time. Yeah. Like, to me, being so close in proximity, because I'm from Nassau County, which is closer to, the city. Like, I'm only like probably 15, 20 minutes from Queens.
Yeah.
But so it's a 40-minute train from the Long Island Railroad, and I'd go to the city very often. I just looked at it as like, hey, I have this incredible place 40 minutes away, and whereas there's definitely a lot of my friends that did not give a shit about the city at all or wanted to go. They're very happy being, and that's all good. But
yeah,
I just saw it as like super, super exciting place to live.
Totally.
And wanted to spend time there. Mm-hmm.
And you went to the same high school as Billy Joel?
I did, yeah. Did I tell you that?
Yeah, the other day. That's crazy.
That is so funny. Yeah. It's interesting because I just watched his documentary.
Yeah, I watched it too. It's great.
Did you like it?
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
The thing was that he never like repped the town because I think he actually I don't think he graduated high school too, or he failed out. Or
what town?
Hicksville.
Yeah.
So
man. I mean, he was known for being from Long Island, though.
He was,
right?
But from what I understand, he didn't rep the town until recently because he talks about the Hicksville a lot in the documentary.
You're right, it does, yeah.
And he has a whole line of merch that now says Hicksville on it.
Yeah.
But think about it from a marketing perspective. You're Billy Joel and you're trying to have this like city thing. So
New York state of mind or Hicksville.
Yeah, I'm from Hicksville, which is not at all like hick country or white trash or anything.
Yeah.
But it's I get where he came from with not wanting. But I like the fact that he's starting to rep Hicksville now, which is cool. I bought one of his T-shirts that say Hicksville on it. I did.
Nice. I wonder if he's still out there. Has a crib out there.
I think I heard he lives in the next town called Oyster Bay. But he's a pretty notorious guy over there. Like all my friends' parents growing up had some crazy story about him being kind of a little jerk. But
really,
okay, so I didn't like him when I was younger. Up until I'd say the past 10 years, I really started liking his music because he didn't fuck with our town. He didn't, what I mean? So I kind of was a little bit of a hater, and now I fuck with him heavy. I just saw him last year. It was awesome.
I want to see him.
I saw him with Sting too at
in Vegas?
in Tampa where the Buccaneers play, and I brought my wife's folks as well, and we had a great time. It was he's such a incredible performer, and
so many
his set list is just
man.
Unbelievable.
You a fan, Maddie?
Billy Joel?
Yeah.
I mean, I got a playlist of his. I put it in the car.
Yeah.
You got serious bangers though, man.
I think
it reminds me of being a kid, like in the 70s, like what's the one Big Shot, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's I have the
whole moving out like that era of Billy Joel. That's what I remember as
Big
a kid.
Shot to me is one of the best beef songs that's ever existed. When I think of there's hip hop songs that are like Ether and Cannabis Second Round Knockout, but Big Shot to me is up there with Ether.
Really?
Yes. As a beef song, I'm like, yo, Billy Joel is just talking his shit on this one, being like, you got to be a big shot.
Wow.
It's a beef song.
I mean, he's definitely pulling somebody's card.
Yeah. It's a beef song. So,
damn, you put him up to Ether, huh?
That is like that. That might be about that. It's close. It's close.
So what are your goals in high school? What are you trying to do when you get out?
So in high school, all I cared about was playing in a band and wanting to go on tour, and that's all. I didn't have a plan B at all. There was nothing in my brain about, hey, I gotta maybe go to college or do this. It was like I just want to play music, and so.
Are your parents supportive of that?
No. They were not at that time.
Were they pretty strict parents?
They weren't as strict as some of my friends' parents,
Yeah.
but they weren't insanely supportive of it. But at the same time, my mother bought me my first guitar,
That's awesome.
and so I don't want to say that they weren't supportive, but I think that they wanted me to have another plan going forward, and wanted me to go to college and wanted me to do those things that, to be honest, I understand why. But for me, it wasn't. I just wasn't going to let anybody or anyone tell me that I couldn't do what I wanted to do at that time.
But were you focused? Were you?
I was incredibly focused.
Were you disciplined?
I was incredibly focused with something that if it was something I really wanted to do, that's all I was focused on. Almost.
So, but I mean, you were actively playing in a band.
Actively playing music, booking shows,
right? Okay.
Doing all of that, going on tour with my friends' bands, when I'm 15.
Crazy.
And just wanting to understand and learn everything. I mean, at that time too, I would learn how to record. I remember learning Cool Edit Pro, which was a program back then. Do you remember that?
Of course.
Yeah. So I learned how to do that. I learned how to I'd record some of our friends' bands and our click, and then I would get a film camera or a video camera and then make music videos just with a program I'd find on a hacked program on my computer or something. And so anytime I wanted to figure something out, it wouldn't be too crazy for me to figure out. It would just be I'd need to figure it out.
And you were productive, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
super productive.
I'm just kind of thinking as a parent.
Yeah.
And, kind of putting myself in your parents'
of course.
perspective. And talking to a guy who fucking graduated at music college.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would not recommend it. going, to younger people today.
Yeah.
Just if you want to play music, go learn music.
Mm-hmm.
Don't spend money at a tuition level to get a 4-year degree doing that. You know what I mean? But my point is, with you, it sounded like you were productive, you were busy, there was potential there.
Yeah.
So your parents must have saw that a little bit.
I think they saw how much I was focused on it.
Right.
It wasn't like I was I was, a little bit of a troublemaker at that time too, but I think it was mixed with just a majority of me being focused on just playing music, learning about music, going to shows, booking shows. But we, it wasn't, they just came to the US 15, 20 years before that. So it's a whole different thing. Like playing music or being an artist or any of those things, that wasn't an option in their head. They didn't know you could do that. You know, that wasn't something that they...
Well, them in any first generation.
Yeah, of course.
From any...
Of course. And I get that now more than ever, I think.
Yeah.
As I look back on it, I understand that, but I'm glad that I kind of still was a bit that I just wouldn't I don't know what the right word is for that, but I guess it was adamant about just what I wanted to do.
Well, and they
eventually it took time, but eventually I'd say maybe like halfway through Backtrack is when they kind of were like, we understand what you're doing, and we as long as you're happy, we're happy. And that's
great.
That once we got to that, if it was, our relationship became a lot better, and it was awesome.
Did they come see you play at Backtrack?
Yeah, they've only seen me. Oh, dude, they actually saw me play on my 21st birthday in Jacksonville with Madball.
Damn.
This is like Infiltrate the System era, and Mackey's playing with them.
Wow, Mackey, wow.
Yeah, but that was one of their first times seeing Backtrack. It was literally my 21st birthday.
That's crazy.
In Jacksonville. I think Thick as Blood played. Shout out Gino. And who else? I don't remember who else, but yeah, Madball played that show. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Gino, the actor.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, Gino, awesome,
he was singing in Thick as Blood.
What was your first job you got?
ShopRite.
Nice.
ShopRite, bagging groceries. That's how I was buying like records and stuff when I was 14. And but it was next door to this store called All Music in Plainview, New York, and that's where I got like my first guitar and amp and stuff. And that store is actually owned by this dude Guy, who played in Ludacris and Scatterbrain.
Oh damn.
Yeah, but
that's cool.
Guy.
His name is Guy.
Was he original with those?
I believe so.
Okay.
But he was awesome, and like we still talk whenever I'm go back to that store and visit, and but all my friends growing up, like a couple of my friends growing up, worked at that store too. So it was and it's still around, so it's a cool spot. But yeah,
that's awesome. So no college for you when you graduated, or no?
I applied to some. There was like a point where I was maybe going to go to Albany. And I spent a lot of time in Albany at that time because, some of my older friends were going to college there and it looked fun and blah, blah, blah. But I did, by the time it came, I just did not want to go. And I told my parents, like, hey, yeah, give it like, a year or two or something. But by then I started, I think, I was doing a bit of everything, but I was working at that record store that I was telling you about, Utopia. And I was also just trying to figure out what the next thing was. I think I had a band at that time that was kind of like slowing down, and I needed to figure out what my next move was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went, and a buddy of mine, he was like, hey, we need somebody to sell merch for us on this tour. It's my friend's band, The Fad, F-A-D. And so I went on tour with them. And John, who played in Backtrack, John Bang, the drummer, he was in that band. And so I went on tour with them to sell merch, and their guitar player just in the middle of the night on one of the dates left and just didn't tell anybody, and he bounced. And so they looked at me and they're like, Ricky, we need you to play guitar now. So basically I kind of just got in this role of playing guitar in this band because the guitar player left in the middle of the night.
Damn. What style of music was that band? Is it hardcore?
It's more
band?
punk stuff.
Okay,
yeah.
So then they saw
a little bit of everything. Yeah.
They
So they knew me from just whatever. But that's really the first time that I met John, and that, we toured about for a year and a half, but we had this like crazy moment in Denver. We played Denver, and we were driving to Nebraska, and this is November. It's probably 2 a.m. It's probably negative 20 degrees out.
Oh man.
And we hit the black ice. The trailer hits the black ice, and we flip over, and the van trailer, everything flips over into this area. This is the same road where
Shelter, a bunch of bands had this.
I think unfortunately, I know of people
that a lot of bands
have passed
sure.
on that road.
Yes.
So that happened to us, and we end up, and maybe 2 or 3 minutes down the road, it was like normal highway, but in the middle it's that like dip,
Yeah.
and the dip just kept getting bigger and bigger if you went down the road. So if it was maybe 2 or 3 minutes, like I don't know if I'd be here right now for real.
Wow, man.
But
so nobody got hurt or no?
Nobody got seriously injured. Obviously the van's totaled, trailers totaled. We got tossed around and blah blah blah, but no real major injuries. And yeah,
so lucky.
But yeah, so insanely lucky. I was telling some people about it the other day. It was just like a crazy moment in our lives, and I think that's when I was like in my head, and I went to John, and I kind of was like, I don't really want to play with this band, but I want me and you to let's start just jamming and do something new. And so then like maybe a month or two after, me and him, I remember it was like January 1st. It was New Year's Day, 2008. Me and him just got in his room and started writing Backtrack songs. And it wasn't Backtrack then, but it was just whatever this band is, here's 2 or 3 songs that we wrote that day for it.
So you two are the ones that kind of started the whole Backtrack.
Yeah, so at that same time, one of my best friends still to this day, Brian Rutter, who plays in King 9, he plays drums in King 9, and then Vitalo were trying to start a band at the same time.
Gotcha.
And so that led us into this weird position of like, well, we have 2 drummers, a guitar player, and a singer. We need somebody's got to play bass. So John stepped into bass, and then that's how we did that with we kind of put the lineup together for Backtrack. It was just 2 groups of friends like merging, Yeah.
Obviously, everybody's fans of Killing Time in that band.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah. Hell yeah.
Who chose that name?
Probably Vitalo.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think we toured the guys with I forgot what year it was with us. Bane. You guys was Code Orange opening with Terror.
Code Orange Kids.
Kids
at that time. Yeah.
Backtrack H2O Terror Tour.
And then I think you guys might have bounced, and Bane did some.
Yeah.
It was you guys on half.
I forgot what year that was. That was I might have wrote it down. Let me see. That was a fun tour. I know it was in the winter too.
Yeah.
Oh, it was 2013.
Yeah, that was fun.
And then also you guys played our 15th anniversary show too in New York.
Oh shit.
15 years anniversary show.
Where was that?
10 years ago. Probably like at the one of those theaters in New York. I forgot the name of it.
Gramercy or something.
Gramercy, one of those. Yeah. So this is kind of like your first. Your demo came out in 2008. That was on Flatspot.
Yeah. So.
And who was Flatspot back then?
Flatspot at that time is Che, the originator and the founder of the label. Che, yeah.
It's a Long Island label?
No. So he's from Baltimore. He's from Virginia and Maryland and DC. Like he's lived in all those spots, but he's living in Baltimore at that time, I believe. And Flatspot to him, is a Baltimore label. Originally started in Baltimore. Okay. Yeah. So he basically what happened is that Justice from TUI was fucking with Backtrack at that time, and I think he was friends with maybe Vitalo or some of our friends, and he took our demo, and I think he brought it back down to Baltimore, and he gave it to Che, and Che fucked with it, and then so that's how that connection happened. But so then we met Che, we decided, hey, let's put the demo out on this, and so that was 2008.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you put the demo out, do you guys do any shows or tours off a demo at that point or no?
We played as much as possible as we possibly could, and we would do any show, play fucking any backyard. We'd play 2 shows in one day. We'd do anything.
Damn.
We were printing. We were getting like burning like as many CDs as we could possibly afford, like, and just sending them to people, mailing them to people, going to shows, handing them out, doing anything we could to just have people fucking hear this shit.
Yeah.
And it was a different time, it wasn't as like accessible via like online. It was to a degree, but not as much. There wasn't like Spotify and all that other shit. Like, but yeah,
it's out there hustling, man.
Yeah, just hustling.
And then the deal with the devil, is that on Flatspot?
That one is when we moved over to 6131, which was that's a California label. Yeah, it was Joey Cahill was the one that we dealt with there, and that worked really. That record was really fun to make. We recorded with this guy Jay Moss, who played in Defeater.
Oh yeah,
and yeah, I really, really love that record specifically. I was listening, or somebody was talking to me about it the other day, and I just think sonically too, I thought it sounded pretty cool. And I think we started I feel like at that time we kind of knew how to write songs in a way. Like we were still figuring it out, and it was just like at that point in time I was just taking cool riffs and being like, all right, cool riff, cool riff, cool riff, cool riff, instead of hey, maybe this is a verse, maybe this is a chorus. It was more just about what I thought in my head sounded cool and what everybody else in the band did too. But I do like that record a lot. So yeah, that was that, and that was one that I felt really started gaining momentum, and really we did our first US tours off of, and we there's definitely a good amount of momentum.
Did you go to Europe on that one?
100%, actually. Yeah,
first time going to Europe.
All right, so first time going.
I love first time Europe stories.
Yeah, so basically, first time going to Europe was crazy, and that we might have, I don't even know if Deal with the Devil was out. We might have went out to Europe off of demo potentially. I can't remember, but it was us and 4 of our friends. It packed in one van, and nobody knew what the fuck was going on or what we were doing at all. The guy who booked the tour rolled with us for a couple of days and just bounced and disappeared.
Damn.
It was just a lot of craziness, but the best part was we didn't give a shit at all. Everybody was the most excited they've ever been to do anything.
Yeah, dude, first time
you're with all your homies and just running around and losing your fucking mind and being happy, and just
that's one of the best experiences.
It is
to have.
truly the fucking shit. I look
whole
back.
New world, man.
Yeah, I look back really fondly on that time, because it was really just we were experiencing these really cool things for the first time together.
Hell yeah.
And seeing it, and it was really just.
You didn't have to have a sense of business necessarily.
No, and it wasn't
get bogged down with any.
Yeah,
it was objective. You just going out there and riding.
Yeah, we were broke and fucking it's the middle of winter.
Ooh,
we're in 6 sleeping bags, fucking laying on top of each other, and it's just I to me that shit is what I miss sometimes. Just just the shitty times or what someone would consider a shitty time. I'm I miss that shit.
Was it good shows out there for you? First?
There was a couple. I remember there was a really cool one that we did with Title Fight.
Oh, that's awesome.
At that time, those were our friends. We both we met when Backtrack started. We met them in Bad Seed, and it was all the same. I mean, it's the same band basically, but yeah. So it was really cool playing with them over there, and we made some lifelong friends. There's a band called Numerality over there that we were friends with, Cornered, and just people bands in Europe that were obsessed with New York hardcore we were.
Yeah.
And so that was really exciting. And but the second time we went was with Terror, and that one was
on the same record
off of think and that kind of leads to the next album, because that's where we really spent time with them, and I spoke with Nick Jett about some other stuff. But so Terror brings us to Europe, and that they're Terror.
Yeah, man.
We were all so fucking psyched, and this is a bus tour. So we're not even, I don't think we're 21 yet. Maybe we're 21, but we get invited to be on this Terror bus tour. We're this is the sickest thing that is ever going to happen to us in our entire lives. And me and Chris and some of the other guys were just all right, let's make the most. We were partying like crazy, just losing our fucking minds. And they're at the point where they're yeah, let's they're doing the same. And it was a great time. Yeah.
Before Sober Vogel.
Yeah. But,
and you get your bus too. You're going to Bunk for the first time.
Got everything. It was just so much fun. And,
game changer.
And, yeah. It was crazy. And every night we're just loud as fuck.
Was it a long tour?
It was probably a month long. But one of the cool things on that one was that, I spent a lot of time with Nick Jett, who is the fucking man, and
that's my man.
Yeah. And so Nick was, I would talk with him on that tour a lot because I know he was, he's a primary songwriter in the band.
Yes, talented motherfucker.
Yeah, and it was always just like wanted to pick his brain and understand more about like songwriting and recording and all those things. And I think by the end of that, it was really like, we need to get Nick to help produce this next Backtrack album because it's our first album and we don't know where we want to go or record or mix, blah, blah, blah. And he really kind of stepped into that role. And, that's when we decided to do Darker Half with him.
It's awesome.
I came out to the studio. Do you remember?
Oh, shit. That was when we were recording with Darker Half. Yeah, that's where we met.
I brought my sons and Tanner actually sat behind the kit for a minute while you guys took a break.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that was awesome. That was at whose studio? Matt Hyde?
I don't remember.
Yeah, so
it's in Cali, that record, right?
Yeah, I think his name is Matt Hyde, right? He did Slayer and some other Hatebreed.
Oh, that was his place.
I think so.
Damn. Yeah, I know Nick worked with him. I know who you're talking about.
And that studio too is behind the Elliott Smith wall?
Yeah.
It's behind that wall in Silver Lake.
Wow.
Right behind the wall. So I think it's like the record cover for Figure 8, Elliott Smith. But that's where
awesome.
we recorded Darker Half. We recorded like half of that there and then half of that at Nick's house.
So you were on Reaper, so they gave you like obviously a budget to come out and do the record and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was just small budget, but yeah, it was like we would work out like, all right, we're gonna record a record, so let's go to California tour.
Smart.
And then just make it work like that. But yeah, it was that was our first album though, and one that like was really important to us at that time.
Did you have a pretty decent following at that time?
Say that again?
Pretty decent following at that time?
I think so, yeah. I think things started people started really start hearing about us and fucking with us and started playing some of these festivals and stuff like that. And it was really like we were touring nonstop at all times. As soon as we really by 2009, I think it was just full-time touring since then.
So were you making some money from the tours coming home?
There was I'd say the majority of tours for the first 3 to 4 years of the band, we weren't seeing anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
And were you living on your own at that point? You still at home?
I think I was still living at home, but I was never home.
Yeah,
and then when I was home, I would just crash at some friends' houses.
Yeah.
But actually, no. I might have had a spot actually in Huntington, Long Island. I think I was paying next to nothing. I was paying like $250 a month. And like living in a closet.
Yeah.
But we would practice in the basement and stuff. Yeah, I was living over there.
Were you guys working like random jobs in between the tours or no?
I've had probably 15 different jobs that were for like months at a time. I worked at like American Apparel and I worked at fucking but I've worked and delivered like transmissions and shit and packed auto parts and I've done like
everything.
A ton. Yeah, but that's kind of how you had to do it. There wasn't we didn't have the option of finding anything that would let us be out for a long time, so we all kind of, I know a bunch of them were dealing some poker or delivering pizza,
that's right.
or but I'm sure you got a good story out of that.
Oh yeah. So that's Reaper, and then the next one's Bridge 9.
Yes. Bridge 9. We did. Reaper was really great.
You doing like one-offs with people? It seems like just one-off deals with some of these.
I mean, Reaper I thought was really exciting, and that was such a cool time. That's like, Turnstile kind of came on there, and Trapped Under Ice was there,
sure.
Max Penn, Naysayer, Fire and Ice. Like, that to me is something that was a time and a place thing, and it to me was like the coolest shit. I really thought that era of Reaper was super special, and just the bands during that time I thought were awesome, and they put
that Maximum Penalty record out, right?
Yeah, Life and Times.
Yeah,
which is also like the best comeback record I think I've ever heard in hardcore, to be honest.
That's awesome.
We were all genuine friends, and it was just like a really cool moment. And then I think I don't remember, and I don't mean this in a fucked up way, but I don't really remember why we signed to Bridge 9. But I think that, and Chris, I love you, but I think that I think maybe Reaper just stopped being as active, and I think that might have just been the next move.
That makes sense,
But I will say that Bridge 9 is a label that I got into and became obsessed with like shortly after what I was saying about getting into like Punk-O-Rama and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The first label I really latched onto was Bridge 9. And it was like at the time where they were putting out American Nightmare, Carry On, No Warning, etc. And so that was my shit when I was like 16. Yeah.
And the Bridge 9 message board. It was a strong era, Bridge 9. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that the Bridge 9 message boards back then too?
Yeah, they had that back then.
Crazy,
yeah.
Fuck, the beginning of the end. No, that was a crazy time.
Yeah.
So you put that Darker Half out, and then that's a lot of touring too, right? Because the next one's like 2 years later.
Yeah, so then we got together and we...
You feel like a full-time band at that point, obviously?
100%. I think we were full-time by the time we put out our 7-inch. It was like, the amount of touring that we did was like crazy, I think. When I look back at it now, I see some of these, like, I see some tours that are like long and or perceived long, and I'm like, damn, bro. We did that, like, we did 2 of those, like, back to back.
6-week tours back to back,
Yeah, man.
That's what you had to do
we loved it, like, you know, and we loved it till we didn't love it, I feel like. Maybe that's the right way to put it. But, like, but yeah, it was great. And, yeah, so then Lost in Life was the next one. And that was
2014.
That one was one that I felt like, I don't know. There's, like, always mixed feelings, I feel like, on that one. But I really like that. I think that maybe not enough time maybe was spent on it, but I do like the record, you know. There's parts that I might not, but yeah.
And then the last one be Bad to the World, right? That's
Bad to My World.
Yeah, 2017.
Yeah,
and that's the last one.
Last album. Yep.
Do you love that record?
I do. Yeah. I like it a lot because the way that I was thinking on that record was what does like 15-year-old Ricky want to hear out of a record? Like, it wasn't, hey, let me take everything I know from being in a band or blah, blah, blah. It was literally like trying to unlearn everything I know and trying to write it as what is going to make 15 or 16-year-old me psyched on the music. Obviously, I don't have anything with the vocals or anything like that, but I wrote the majority of our music, you know? So that was really... that was the premise in my head about what I wanted to do for it.
And at that point, you guys are pretty big hardcore band, Backtrack, at that point.
Yeah, I think.
And what are some of the other bands you're playing with, some of the peers and some of the people you're playing with at that time?
Turnstile, Take Offense, Naysayer, Downpresser. Yeah, your faves. I love Downpresser too.
So those are the bands you're kind of touring with at the time.
Yeah, Rotting Out we were playing with back then a lot.
Dude.
Fuck. I mean, there's a million.
Because it's a whole time where, like, we talked about originally, like, how New York was kind of dead for a while. We talked about it with several people on this podcast. There was a time where maybe we thought it was dead because we're, like, the older dudes and our bands were kind of whatever we were doing.
Right.
But there was a generation like this that was thriving.
I kind of got jumped into that era with Scott and Nick Terra.
Okay.
You know?
With SOS?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, right.
That's right.
That's when SOS came to be. Yep. And I was going to their shows a lot and would, you know, go to shows with them.
Pull back in.
It was a good time.
That's where we started, like, seeing each other and meeting each other more.
Exactly.
Right? Yeah.
But that show, I mean, that was the time when it was really, because it was time for a second, I think, hardcore was kind of weird in New York for a while. But
it makes me think that's like, to me, being out here, that's like the Chain Reaction era of like real consistent regular shows, which they still happen, right?
I mean, he's just saying it might not be longer happening. We're not sure what's going on there. But
I think Chain Reaction is closing. I thought. I don't know for sure, but yeah, I believe so. But
it was just this world where, like, there was a lot of bands, because King Nine's from Long Island too.
Yeah, those are all our like best friends basically.
So you guys created this. Long Island's really popping at that time too. Like, there's really like a scene.
It was
going
cool,
on.
yeah. So like one of the reasons we wanted to do Backtrack was because there wasn't any bands that sounded like the New York hardcore that we were listening to. So everything got really kind of melodic and different, and we kind of wanted to do something that sounded like Killing Time, Breakdown, Outburst, and Madball. I'd say those are the 4 in our heads that we really wanted to do.
Now, I'm thinking back on what we've been talking about, and maybe I just missed it or it got a little glossed over, because you've talked about all of the, you know, the different times of different bands you were exposed to, and this band and that band. I didn't really catch when you said, you know, New York hardcore or something like that's what I like, and like.
Yeah, no, I think.
Like, how did that actually?
Okay,
happen?
so
what's your first band you heard from that world, like the hardcore scene, New York hardcore? I guess.
I mean, I consider Kill Your Idols New York hardcore.
I do too.
Agreed.
You know?
Yes.
But I would
too.
say probably the first ones probably is going to be
Classics.
Bad Brains and Gorilla Biscuits. I'd say.
Okay.
The very first.
Great.
But at the same time, I'm hearing H2O, Madball, and AF on that Punk-O-Rama shit.
So Punk-O-Rama is really okay.
It was really. But I think that I was getting into that, and then I was getting the kind of Epitaph, Fat Wreck type shit, and then I was getting into like the Bridge Nines and the more modern kind of hardcore labels at that time.
Yep.
And then I think by like 16, 17, that's when I'm digging in more on the like, where is this coming from? What is before this? You know, and then I'm obsessed with AF, Madball, Crown of Thorns, everything.
Right.
You know, Outburst.
Okay. It all.
Break.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like from Murphy's Law,
Mm-hmm.
Cro-Mags, Leeway.
Mm-hmm.
And there weren't a lot of shows in the city, like New York hardcore shows.
No, a lot of
at
what
that
we were doing
time, right?
was we were just playing on Long Island a lot, and
creating your own scene.
Yeah,
which was always. I mean, for me, it's like I knew the Long Island bands coming in and would hang out and play the shows with them, but I had no clue. It's like how big it was out there.
The PWAC was some other level, man.
That was wild.
Shows on Long Island were really cool, and we started doing that. It felt like a deader time in Long Island, right? And Backtrack got together, and then it feels like the scene kind of got rejuvenated in a way of like just more young kids coming out and starting bands, and King Nine and Regulate and Hangman and blah blah blah, and like just a lot of cool bands getting started and doing their thing, and that was really exciting for us because it felt like, and I think that a majority of scenes go through that. I think the scenes are dictated by the bands and the shows, etc., that are in that scene at that time, and so that if you are in an area that has no new bands and no like and
there's
none of that,
scene.
There's no scene. Like who's
true.
You know what I mean? So to me, I'm like, that's really to me what dictates.
Well, and it's always
the energy of a scene.
Kind of been the point of our movement, right?
100%.
Is like, what are you waiting for the other band to come play for you? Go fucking start a band, bro. Start a scene in your neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, that's
it's
how
true.
I always understood it.
100%.
You remember the Right Track In?
Yes, that was
Long
a,
Island.
I remember the
Long
name,
Island,
but I don't
Legendary.
I've heard of that place.
Long Island, crazy ass venue back in the day. Also, we can't forget Black Train Jack, Long Island.
Are they Long Island?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I never really listened to Black
Yeah,
Train Jack.
man. Roadrunner.
That was Roadrunner. Right.
Because when we're talking about their time when they were doing stuff like 2013, 14, we're already living out here.
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? So it's it's a whole different world in New York at that time.
Yeah, I mean, I'd quit Madball in like '98, and I had the day job and then a couple kids, and I had kind of a long stretch of, not like trying to avoid it, just I had a lot going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's what was so awesome is like, and Madball used to play here a lot. They used to come pretty regularly. I'd see, that's when I'd see you mostly.
Totally, yeah.
And I don't know, just a lot of shows.
But and I'm just thinking for us, because we grew up going to shows mostly in Manhattan, right? There was some shows in Queens, right? That Mark shut down and his brothers would put on shows out there, Castle Heights, all that shit.
I mean, there were for sure. The only outside of Manhattan I would typically go would have been Lemoore.
The Lemoores. And Brooklyn was really popping like it is now, and Long Island too. That was a far drive for people, but we had the PWAC. But so I get it. People had their own scenes that were kind of, because not many people were coming into Manhattan to play. There was all those venues closed. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know where bands would play around that time. Knitting Factory maybe, or I don't know.
When Backtrack's active.
Yeah.
We played Knitting Factory before,
Yeah.
like the one in the Manhattan Knitting Factory.
For sure.
There's one in there. I think there's one. The one in there made one in Brooklyn, and it's not. I don't think it's around anymore.
Yeah.
But I mean, yeah, we played there, but there was a lot of other places. Brooklyn Bazaar, we would play a lot.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to think of others. We played the Pyramid Club.
Wow.
There was
legendary.
a couple, but for whatever reason, we didn't play New York City as much as maybe we could have. But
because I don't think shows were happening.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Cake Shop we would play sometimes. I remember playing with Bad Seed and Cold World at Cake Shop once.
Where's that?
That was in Lower East Side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
But yeah, there was pockets of places, and yeah.
And so, what was the reason for the breakup? You guys just kind of burnt on everything, touring, and
I think people's priorities shifted at the end of the day. Like just to keep it direct. Like people, like just some people didn't want to do it anymore at the end of the day. And
were you personally burnt by it or no?
To me, Backtrack was like number one priority. I gave it 170 million% of my life, and so
you were bummed.
So I was definitely bummed, yeah,
Wow.
for sure. But now that I look back on it, I am not bummed because it gave me the space and like the time that I needed to be 170% in something else that I could kind of help control a little bit more because I could focus more of my time and energy on that instead of on something that like not everybody around me was agreeing on. It's just typical band shit of like, if there's a loose link in the chain, you're only as strong as like that.
Absolutely.
So I thought that maybe for us it just was time to call it.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have made sense to continue and just get new members at that point. We kept doing that for years and years and years, and I just my perspective on it was like, yeah, let's stop at this. Well, if somebody doesn't want to be in the band, let's stop it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all of us or nothing. Like all of us together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so, how old are you at that point?
I'm already that's like not that long ago. That's probably like 6 years ago.
Oh wow,
6 or I think.
So are you already dabbling in management and all these other in Roadrunner, all these other jobs?
Yeah.
Because is it true you did go to Institute for Audio Research? Like
I went to that place before Backtrack started.
That's what I'm saying, like an audio recording program in 2006, 2007.
I went there, but then I went to Berkeley Online too. And the reason I went to Berkeley Online was because I remember seeing people like Ned from Title Fight. I remember seeing Brendan when he was playing in TUI more frequently, like going to school on their laptops while they were on tour.
Amazing, dude.
And that inspired me to like think like, all right, I'm staring at a fucking window for 6 hours a day.
Yeah.
True.
I feel like a fucking dumbass. Like, let me be more productive with my time. Let me maximize my time and into something more productive. So I started going to like music business and marketing and et cetera through Berkeley Online. Which I agree with you, Matt. I don't think this isn't an ad for that because I don't think anybody really needs that shit. But if you're interested in it, just go buy some books and read and just really care about what you're reading because you'll save yourself a lot of money.
But you got a music business certificate or something from that?
Yeah, you get a certificate. But
what does that mean?
So the certificate is just a piece of paper. What does a diploma mean? That's all up to you, Yeah. But this does lead to something else. It's when I was going to Berkeley Online or whatever, they give you credit, or you could potentially get an internship somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And so I applied to Warner Music Group to try getting an internship, and they hit me back like, hey, we'd love to have you, blah blah blah. This sounds great, and I'm super excited. I'm like, okay, cool, like I can do something different, and this is like during Backtrack being a band, because I started seeing the writing on the wall a little bit of like, I think that I'm gonna need to get myself prepared to do something else soon because I'm not feeling that everybody's completely into this anymore around me,
That's a great freaking service though, actually. Like, I'm impressed that's
me too.
That's the potential outcome there with that program is like reaching out to a label like Warner Brothers for an internship.
No, but this is the other part of it. I did that personally.
Understood, but
what they did is they wouldn't let me do it.
Berkeley wouldn't let you do it?
No, because
why?
But they wouldn't give me credits for it. So Warner wasn't.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Warner wasn't gonna hire me on that because I couldn't get credits for it, and Berkeley wouldn't give me credits for it.
Why?
Because I wasn't. Basically, I would have to pay them more money in order for me to get credits to then go do an internship. Basically,
Damn.
Which is some bullshit,
Bullshit.
And so I'm bummed out. I'm very bummed out by this. Because I was really excited about it, and I remember telling Franz, my friend Franz, that everybody should know through Turnstile, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I talked to Franz about it, and Franz was like, "Hey, I'm literally talking to some folks there at Roadrunner," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, sick." And he's like, "I can send him an email for you if you want," and I was like, "Okay, that'd be fucking amazing. Like, please do that." And so that's how I got introduced to Roadrunner Records. It's through Franz. Thank you, Franz.
That's
for
amazing,
giving me a career.
man.
Thank you, Turnstile, for giving most of us careers.
That's incredible.
But yeah, so that's how I got in touch with Roadrunner, and then a couple folks there saw, we had a conversation, and they really started to get more interested in hardcore music at that time.
Who was running the joint then?
Yeah, I'm wondering. Monty Connor?
No, Monty wasn't there anymore, but my boss specifically there was Dave Rath. But Dave is the one who signed Turnstile, and my friend Cody as well signed Turnstile too. But so those guys essentially, before Turnstile got signed there, I got a job essentially as like an A&R consultant over there. Mm-hmm. And so that was really fucking awesome. That changed my life.
Wow.
Really. It really, really, really did. And it came to me when I like needed it the most, I think. I needed to start like figuring, and this, like I said, this is during Backtrack too. Yeah. So it's kind of more on the last couple of years of Backtrack, but it was during it. So I was able to learn from some of the smartest people I've ever met in my life that are as passionate about what I'm passionate about too. And learn from them on marketing, publicity, digital marketing, A&R, like all the things that a great record company really dives in and does. I got to be that annoying little brother to all those people, and like they were very happy to like really mentor me and teach me shit.
So what is like? So it's A&R consultant. So are you bringing bands to them, or are you just?
So like
that's cool.
The reason there's so much behind that, but basically I did A&R there too. Okay. You know, I bands like Turnstile and Code Orange, I did not A&R, but I helped any way that I could with those. But I brought in, you know, bands like Higher Power over there. I worked with Angel Dust a bit on that side too, etc. So, and there was some others that were outside of those, you know, like it was kind of a big group of us. There was like 7 of us. And so we would sit at a table like this every week and talk through like everything that was happening in music at that time and bands that we wanted to sign. And like, you know, we helped bring in the band Basement to Fueled by Ramen. We helped bring in White Reaper to Elektra. We helped start a label with Will Yip there too. Like there was so much that we were doing at a time where people did not think like hardcore was a cool thing still at that point. Like the foresight of my old boss, Dave, and Cody and all those folks that I used to work with to sign a band like Turnstile is pretty crazy because I don't think many people were thinking like they were thinking back then. And this is like, I'm talking about like, I'm going to get my dates wrong, but I feel like this is like 2015.
It's 2015.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
So so think about that. Turnstile is where they are at now, but like somebody believed in them in that side, on that side of it at 2015 to bring them to Roadrunner. Yeah. You know? And so that's awesome that Dave and Cody did that.
It's crazy because go back when Roadrunner had Dog Eat Dog, Madball, Black Train Jack, Biohazard. They had hardcore before, but everything changes over through the years. Like A&Rs would be.
I mean, the comment I was going to make is I really have a lot of respect for that label, right?
Same.
And clearly
you were on it.
You're on that shit.
Well, you know, that doesn't always mean it was a good experience, right?
True.
But it was. It genuinely was. And the thing that I'm impressed with, you know, thinking about it and sitting here as you're talking is that they've really seemed to maintain a slot in that sort of sweet spot. It's not just indie DIY. You know, I mean, they've got real resources and budgets, right? Relatively speaking, I know, you know, no budgets are what they were at one point, right? But point being, I mean, it's, you know, there's something to work with there, but they're not major label.
No, it's a major label. It's a part of Warner Music Group. That's a major label.
But they still seem to be hovering in. No,
it's a major label.
100%.
Roadrunner is a part of a major label. It's a major label.
Okay, I wasn't. I thought for some reason maybe it's more just like a distribution type of.
They're like you go to their office. It's like, you know, you go. It's all the same people at these companies. Like, you know, I'd love it.
Well, even still. Doesn't seem like it's. It doesn't seem like it's impacted the agenda so much, which is. No,
I think things have changed a lot at that company. I don't want to I'm not going to get too into it, but what they're doing for Turnstile and what they've done with them is fucking awesome, and they've done a great job. But a lot of the bands that they did have on there aren't with them anymore, you know, because they changed up a lot of things internally,
right?
And that's the thing with some of the larger labels. It's that
are they still independent? Roadrunner?
No, that's what we're just talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, my bad.
But
I was in the bathroom.
But you know, there's artists that they do great jobs with, but I think it. Unfortunately, at times some people get fired, and
Well,
I think a lot of staff got fired, but I think they're trying to rebuild it, and hopefully, I'm excited and looking forward to like what Roadrunner looks like in the next couple of years.
Who was the main? The main owner. What was his name?
Case Wessels. He's the
Case, right?
Is he still around?
Yes.
Holland, right?
Yes, he's he's definitely a lot older, and I only met him once briefly, and he was a really nice, awesome dude, and he just a real music fan too. So he's awesome, but he hasn't been the owner technically of it for a very long time.
Was Mike Gitter there too when you were there?
No, okay. Gitter was at
Century Media.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
What were you gonna say about Roadrunner? Roadrunner's been in the game for a long time. I honestly forgot that Turnstile was on Roadrunner. I didn't even realize that. I just don't think about that name anymore, Roadrunner. It just seems like something like Revelation or something super old. But then once in a while, Turnstile is on there. They've been around for a long time, man.
Yeah. No, it was such a.
Was that a hard sign? You think for them to like, we're gonna take on this band because they're a hardcore band? Was it really?
I don't think it was a hard sign. I think it was a smart sign, obviously. But I think it's just awesome that they had the foresight and really believed in it, and the people behind the scenes that worked there really, really, really fucking believed in it. And there's some people, that, anywhere you go, there's going to be people that kind of don't believe in shit, and there'll be the random haters. But I'm so proud of everything that everybody's accomplished over the past couple of years, and it's awesome to see. And that experience for me, just working at Roadrunner and learning from all these people, was really awesome. But eventually I think I kind of hit my ceiling.
How many
over
years
there.
Were you there for?
It was about 5 or 6.
5 years,
Yep. So, I hit my ceiling, and I think I'm trying to remember if Backtrack broke up by then or not, but I think
it was 2021.
Yes, I think so. Like right around that same time, I left that company, and Backtrack broke up, and it was like this whole different new shift of what I was going to do in my life.
Were you at AEG Live for a minute too?
I just passed out shit for Christian McKnight back in the day.
Shout out to McKnight.
You just put that shit on your resume so people like pick up your phone calls. At that point in my life, I'm like,
shout out to Christian McKnight. He's killing it, man. Long Island.
Yeah, Christian was somebody that was super important, and like I would bug him when I was a kid. Like he would get me into shit, but I would pass out flyers when I'm 13, 14 years old, for him and shit.
What band was he in?
Cleanser.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. He booked so many H2O shows. Now he's like a Live Nation rep, whatever. Right now, it came up.
Yeah. But I was saying that after I saw the writing on the wall, Roadrunner, and I thought, hey, I need to figure out what my next move is. And there was a couple labels that I really respected and thought were awesome, and wanted to work for if I were to work somewhere outside of Roadrunner, because I was so excited to be working for Roadrunner.
Yeah, dude,
like you were saying, the history of that label, Biohazard, Madball, Life of Agony, Sepultura, Obituary, like the list
crazy
goes on
catalog,
dude. And I wanted, and what...
I worked in the Mirror there too, by the way.
Oh, sick.
Me and Todd Friend do for years.
Yeah, but it's things that were changing, and I could tell that some different stuff was going to happen with some of the owners or some of the executives, so I had to get the fuck out of there. But I decided to try hitting up a company called Concord, and I had a bunch of meetings with a guy named Tom Wally, who's a legendary A&R person.
He's legendary.
And he's the owner of Loma Vista Records. And so he gave me a job at Concord. And that was a cool experience. It was a very different one, because when I was at Roadrunner, it was very like collaborative, and we worked as like a team, where Concord, I was like independent, like working very independently. And I think that gives you more responsibility in a way, and it gives you like more what's the right word?
Stress.
Maybe a little more stress too, but it was interesting. It was a different way of learning and a different thing, and I'm glad I did it. But at that same time, Flatspot really started to move, and
who was on Flatspot at that moment that was like crushing it?
Scowl, Section Hate, Zulu.
Wow.
Because like we didn't even talk about this, but Flatspot I joined in 2012
Okay.
So we're kind of like
so you were kind of part of it in 2012.
Yeah, me and Shay became like half partners. Then.
Okay.
So, but working with Concord for a couple of years, I knew that I needed to focus on Flatspot.
Okay.
Because things started moving, and really I just wanted to bet on myself. And it got to a point where me and Jem were talking, and it was already in my head, but it's definitely a big pivotal moment.
Is this before Matinee Sound Management?
It's kind of around the same time.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Kind of around the same time.
I love that name, by the way.
That's Sammy Siegler thought of that one.
Great name, Matinee Sound. Well,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Okay.
But it just came time where I was like, you know what, this doesn't make sense. And me and Jem was like, he didn't think that Speed was going to be a full-time band. And I didn't think Flatspot was going to be a full-time label either. And we both just went all in on it, on both. Like the same week he left his job, I wasn't at my job anymore. And so we made that kind of decision in a cool way together, you know?
Damn.
Yeah. Which I'm very proud of.
Jem did the same thing the same time, you said?
Yeah, he was, he's a classically
Teacher.
trained flautist, and he made that decision around the same time too.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
man.
but it feels really cool to have people take the leap with you, because that leap in life can be insanely scary.
Both believing in each other too, though.
Believing in somebody else and them believing in you, there's nothing better than that, But but that leap is scary, but you have people around you that you can fall back on that understand what that feels like.
For sure.
I think a lot of people don't take that because they're scared of it, or they're just nervous, or there's a lot of different reasons why they wouldn't. But I will say the most liberating feeling in the world is betting on yourself, no matter what.
Absolutely.
To me, I'm so happy with those decisions that we made, because I get to just do whatever the fuck I want to do now.
Yeah.
and it's just working for myself and building Flatspot, building the management stuff that I do, and just working with bands that I believe in. And that to me is the most rewarding thing I could possibly ever do.
So are you managing bands and doing the label right now?
Yes. Yeah. So I manage Scowl, I manage Speed, I manage End It, and I manage Nuevo Testamento.
Okay.
And
is Sam a partner in the management company?
Me, which one? Sam
Veldy.
Veldy is me and Veldy we manage Scowl and Nuevo together.
Cool.
But the company is just me.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but he has his own company that he does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. Mm-hmm. So managing the bands and they're on the label too. Is that
some bands are, some bands aren't.
Yeah.
But I look at everything with a hat on of what I need to be looking at it on.
Mm-hmm.
When Scowl decided, hey, you know what, we there's certain things that we feel like we want that we need to try going somewhere else. I did what I needed to do to get them a great deal somewhere else.
Oh, that's
awesome,
what I mean? Yeah.
It's not, I think some people could look at it one way or the other, but for me, it's like, I just care about doing the best thing by the person or by the band that I could possibly do. And that's kind of what I'm focused on right now.
Yeah, we had that same thing. We left Epitaph. Brett Gerwitz was like, you can go try a major label. We can always come back here. I love that. Like, you know what I mean? You can always come back. It's a family,
that's
right?
somebody, that's somebody I've been so incredibly inspired by my entire life. And something
Brett
that
Gerwitz, Bad Religion.
Something I look at, like, all these other labels, all these labels, a lot of these labels, they don't have a real owner for the bigger ones,
Yeah.
Brett has been doing everything. He's still the owner. If he
crazy,
wants to
bro.
sign something today, he doesn't have to talk to anybody.
No, dude.
He doesn't have to make that, like, you don't have to go to ask, finance or this, that, the whatever the fuck it is. It's like Brett has built all this shit. And the cool thing too is that his bands believes in him. His Rancid and a lot of these other people could have left at certain points in time, and they didn't. And so for me, I feel somewhat in that situation too, because now a lot of labels are coming around that haven't necessarily been interested in hardcore previously.
And
you
can see and feel that right now.
I could see and feel it, yeah, for sure.
Are labels trying to come by Flatspot too at all?
I mean, I've had people like hit me up and show interest, and but for me, it's not. For me, my priority is just building cool bands or working with cool bands and like building a cool roster and a cool label. I'm not interested in personally like doing something like that. This is fun to me. This is not a job. This is like I wake up every day really, really, really excited to do what I'm doing that day.
Yeah.
So it's not about money or any of that shit to me.
And you're checking out new bands all the time, going to shows and stuff like that?
Yeah. I went to 2 this week. I just saw Start Today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They just played at 1720 with End It, and me and End It were talking about them last night, and I was just like,
cool kids.
So cool.
Yeah.
And like they're already that talented when they're like 15 or 16. I'm not sure how. Someone told me that's how old they are.
Yeah.
But I was really impressed. It's kind of like Youth Crew vibe. But,
and the singer's brother's Tu Hollis.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's his older brother.
Somebody was telling me there's some like connection.
It's like a Youth Crew straight edge band, which I feel like now, since everything's, sometimes that shit comes and goes, like the whole Youth Crew kind of thing, because now the music's so hard that like it's kind of refreshing to hear something like Start Today to come, where they're young, like total like, they just look like they're from the 80s, bro. It's crazy if you've seen them before. I saw them with Turnstile when they played out here recently. But yeah, they're a cool band, like that Youth Crew vibe. And
yeah, they were really great, and it was really cool seeing them. So, but yeah, I'm just always checking out a ton of new shit and going to shows as much as I can. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So like being what are some other labels? I know Triple B Crush It.
Yeah.
Bridge 9. Mm-hmm. Revelation just has kind of catalog stuff, and then there's Death Wish still probably. I'm not sure if that's still a label. But what are some of the labels besides Flatspot right now that's having a bunch of bands?
Days is killing
Days,
it.
that's right.
Days is really dope. Streets of Hate is really dope. Northern Unrest is really dope. Yeah, everybody.
Streets of Hate.
Yeah, Streets of Hate's a hard name too.
Who's on Days? Is it High Vis? No, who's yeah.
While I'm staring at Matt Henderson.
Who's on Days? Is it High Vis?
No, High Vis is on.
I love High Vis.
Well, there's two different Days.
That's
so you're thinking of DAIS, but I'm talking. Well, they're a great label too, so let's shout them out too. But I'm talking about DAZE.
Okay.
And they have a ton of awesome bands out right now too. Yeah.
But Triple B's killing it too.
Yeah, they're all these labels are killing it. Northern Unrest is another one I want to just mention from Glasgow, and another awesome one, Australian label that does stuff from everywhere is called Last Ride Records, and they're fucking awesome.
Wasn't the Eulogy on Flatspot?
The Eulogy was on Flatspot.
Yeah, it's on my list right here, man.
Matt Henderson.
I didn't even know that, Henderson.
Yep.
What year did that come out? When did that come out?
We're both just confused.
It was our first EP.
Yeah.
Damn.
Nick Jett engineered and produced it.
So that's how that went down with everything. Okay.
Yep.
Damn. And also, Kill Your Idols on there too.
We did a split EP, I think, with Kill Your Idols.
Trapped Under Ice was on there. Backtrack.
TUI demo came out on
Misery.
Misery.
Take Offense. Section Hate.
Yes.
Scowl. Jive Bomb. Ended, of course. We love. Max, you be too loud, man. And we love. And I would talk about how they're covering a Maximum Penalty song, "Could You Love Me," right now on the new record, and it was so amazing the other night to see all these young kids, probably never even heard Maximum Penalty, singing all the words to that song. It was such a sick moment because Maximum Penalty is a band, that's a very underrated band, I would say, from the hardcore scene.
I would agree with that. I mean, like everybody knew Jimmy, and there's always love in that direction, but. Yeah, as a band, like when you talk about hardcore popularity, if you will, it was.
I feel like them and Sub-Zero and some other bands don't get enough cred. I really feel like that from New York.
I'd agree
bands.
with them too.
Max Pen is so good.
Well, it's always interesting too. Like me being an older generation than you guys, and when that record came out, all of you guys were just all about it.
I love that, dude.
And it really resonated with your generation.
It's the same thing with Marauder in their generation,
right?
It's interesting. You're completely right. Like. Us and all our friends were obsessed with that record specifically.
And I got a comment. Thankfully, it got love eventually. Fucking One Voice. Like it's
come on. And let's talk One Voice right now.
The reason I mentioned it is not because I want to sit here and talk about how much you guys loved it as much as it was. No one fucking liked it when we put it out.
Well, I love how much they love it.
You understand what I mean? Like so it was like. And I moved on with my life. What the fuck am I going to do? And then I, started hanging out with all you guys. I was like, oh shit, all right, cool.
Why was it not accepted back then? Like, much as
it did not fucking land, bro.
Well, why? But why? Why do you think? Because I think also Roger's lyrics from One Voice 2 to me were always so cool because I felt like he had more time to spend on those.
Look, I'll say this. I think I'm very proud of that record. I think there's a lot of substance to it, and very sincere. But the scene as a whole was kind of in a weird spot, and I don't think we were necessarily bringing something that people were all that interested in.
Was it ahead of its time? Ahead of its time, that record in the sound?
I think so.
Maybe.
I mean, what was the most exciting thing about that to me? When I have conversations about this, I say on a weekly, just talking about One Voice and set it off. But all right, I'm gonna I'm gonna glaze you a little bit because you're Matt Henderson. So listen. So all right, it's 19. What year does One Voice come out? 92.
Yeah, 92.
Okay, so 92. One Voice. Very like even more of a crossover record than anything AF's done, right? Would you say crossover as like crossover thrashy vibes?
Yeah, I mean there was crossover in the catalog before,
but yeah, I think this one is even more.
I think it stood out for kind of a lot of reasons, but yeah.
But so your guitar playing on that is fucking. You are soloing your motherfucking ass off.
I mean,
going fucking hard.
I worked hard on that,
dude.
One.
You're going hard. Some of the craziest solos on that, but the biggest flex. If I'm Matt Henderson and I want to flex on somebody right now, I'm saying I wrote One Voice, and I'm saying I don't know how if you wrote everything or didn't, whatever. I'm just gonna say I wrote a lot of One Voice, and then but Madball set it off. That has 0 leads. No leads at all.
Yeah.
So One Voice has the craziest leads ever, and fucking then you have Set It Off, which is strictly no leads, just straight up bounce and groove. And you had those 2 records coming out like 2 years apart from each other for 2 separate bands.
Yeah,
that is
I never
a
thought
flex,
about that
Matt
time.
Henderson.
I never thought about that before, man.
I think about that every day of my life.
So why no leads on the Madball record? Just wasn't the right reason for it.
Because it was overkill.
I felt like, but you know that, like you could have added some leads, but it doesn't need it because the groove was so important. With what they were doing.
Madball was kind of a conscious decision to be the anti One Voice agnostic front.
Really?
Wow.
Like the
wait, that hurts.
Let's make it just more Neanderthal.
Yeah.
Less complicated or intricate. That was kind of
really a mindset.
Yeah, kind of.
So you went straight mad scientist to straight caveman and made the my two favorite records.
But once Set It Off came out, Hoya had already obviously been in the band,
yes.
Now I knew we were going to kind of take it back in that other direction.
Yeah,
but still not leads. They had no leads.
No leads.
Were you bummed that there's no leads on there?
Nah, I was kind of over it. I like play. I did leads in the Eulogy, and I do leads with H2O. So I'm having fun playing as a guitar player again.
Yeah, but that I think about all the time because I I'm a big hip hop fan too.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
I think about all right, and I always want to ask you. Can I ask you guys a question or two?
Let's
Do you
go.
mind?
Let's go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so what is peace, bro. 1994 or 5, right? Like hip hop in New York is kind of bubbling, right?
Crazy,
and so is
man.
hardcore. This is like you're thinking like, all right, Mobb Deep is about to release The Infamous, and Madball's about to release Set It Off at the same year.
Yeah,
that to me is so interesting. Like, what did that feel like in New York? Were you ever going to the tunnel? Was there places that you were crossing by these people that were like, were you running into Mobb Deep? Were you running into fucking Wu-Tang or anything like that at those times? Big pun. Because to me, hardcore and hip hop were at similar popularity levels almost
100%, man.
At that time. And that is crazy to think about now almost because of how hip hop has exploded. But now, I mean, hardcore is starting to, but I'm just curious as for both of y'all being in New York at that time, were you ever coming across that?
100%.
Were you hanging with the rappers and blah blah blah?
So one of my favorite records ever dropped the same day as us. Reasonable Doubt dropped the same day as our first self-titled album in 1996. Same release date, everything. I went and bought our first album at Tower, and I bought the Jay-Z record, Reasonable Doubt. Me, Freddie, Isaac would go to all the clubs. We would go to the Ritz because Lou Sick of It All's girlfriend worked at the Ritz. She got us into every show there. Yeah. My wife worked at the Limelight. My wife worked at the Palladium. So we got to go see Wu-Tang perform Protect Your Neck for the first time ever. Definitely ran into Gru at a club.
Shit.
Definitely seen Mobb Deep. Definitely me and Freddie saw Biggie on a corner once.
Really?
Yes. Definitely met Tupac backstage at a House of Pain show. I have pictures of it. It's because all that time, everything was the melting pot, right? We'd be at CB's, GB's on a Sunday. Then we go to the Limelight on Sunday night. I don't think we went to the tunnel. We went to like Sheets and Pillows. That was like a crazy Stretch Armstrong thing to put on these shows. Yeah. For my friend Bill Spector, shout out to Bill Spector, Isak's boy. But I was running with Isak and these dudes going to hip hop clubs for sure and hardcore shows. We saw Rakim. There was a shooting and we ran out the fire escape. Rakim never performed the show. It was a shooting before the first song even happened.
Wow.
Yeah, man, we used to see all these dudes at the clubs, dude, hanging out. KRS-One was at a club. Redman came to the Biohazard Onyx shoot.
Really?
People moshing on stage and knocked his 40 out of his hand. He's like, fuck this, slammed that shit and walked off the stage.
Redman. Okay, so I don't think anybody's ever heard this before. Redman was at the Biohazard
Onyx video shoot.
and
we were all moshing.
Moshing with a 40 ounce.
Minus and Sob and all these cats are really moshing on stage. Like really.
See, this is the stuff that I need to know. If anybody has any stories like this, please email me. Because this is stuff I care about.
They were really moshing on the stage during every take of this song, like wrecking shop, like on the stage. And Redman came in to get in the mix, but he needed 40 out of his hand. And he was like, fuck this. He stood in the side and watched everybody go crazy. He wasn't down with any of that shit.
Wow.
Because he's fucking Fat Kevin, all these dudes at that video shoot, dude. It was crazy times. And the Onyx too, the Onyx collab shit too.
Right, yeah, exactly.
Are you going to hip hop clubs with those guys?
Nah, because I was thinking about it. I was finishing school at that time, so like my playtime would be like with the band and playing shows, and then after that I was kind of, I was at school, work. But the fact was, not even so much like being at like rubbing elbows with like, the big time dudes, just all of us in the 90s. I mean, hip hop was just part of our scene.
Everything.
Period. I mean, you know what I mean? Like I really felt like we didn't make a distinction.
Yeah.
Between punk rock, hardcore, and
that's awesome.
And hip hop.
We loved it so much.
I mean, it was so much a part of New York, right?
Yeah.
And I mean,
KRS-One and the Sick
to the point we had, there was graffiti crews and graffiti
all for friends doing graffiti.
Dude. And I mean, it was all the same shit.
It's interesting because I feel like that gap is closer. Like I feel like genre walls don't exist as much anymore.
No, not
especially,
at all.
And I feel like it's closer to where what you're talking about of how it felt one and the same almost. Because I look at fans, I look at like kids that come to shows now, and they're listening to everything. They don't have these like, I'm just this person. I only listen to this. I only listen to that. It's kind of like they do listen to everything, and it's interesting to think about that of what's happening with that right now too.
Well, I mean, in Manhattan as a hardcore band, there's just a level of street culture that is shared with the hip hop community that it's just it is what it is.
Yeah, but it's always been interesting to me to think about those, basically everything you just said.
Yeah,
crazy, but I mean, I know you guys would hit the hot spots, and
because I
always good stories.
I met Freddie like in 1988 or 89 when I was roadie for Sick of It All on Agnostic Front tour in Canada or something like that.
Yep.
And then I introduced Freddie to Ezak because I met Ezak. I used to steal CDs at Roadrunner, I'm just gonna keep it a buck. And Ezak would steal CDs at Relativity Records.
There we go.
And Julian from Still Suit would steal CDs from somewhere else, and he was a little skinny. We all met at Second Coming Records on 6th Avenue and 4th Street, and that's where we all met as hardcore kids selling CDs in our backpacks. And then I started hanging out with Ezak, and then Ezak met Freddie. It's crazy, bro. I don't know, man. It was a crazy time.
A lot of stealing of CDs.
Yeah, back then. Yeah, shout out to those record labels. But but yeah, hip hop, all that stuff went hand in hand. Going to the shows, going to hip hop clubs, right? Like fucking. I remember Rod used to break our balls. Like, you like the rap shit, you like the hip hop shit. He didn't like it back then. He always teased us. So we listened to that.
But that's very interesting, and like even to go back to kind of what we were talking about with One Voice. Like for me, I fell in love with that record. I think Nick Jett really put me on to that record too. And there was a lot of songs I was writing that was One Voice inspired.
I mean, I thought it would be reasonable to mention, Wise Man.
Yeah.
Right?
So that was one of those songs. So A Wise Man I wrote for Backtrack originally, but that ended up being an Agnostic Front song that, I shared with Mike Gallo at a party that I think it was his birthday party somewhere in New York City. And I just told, I knew that song wasn't being used, and I'm like, I don't want this to sit on my computer. So I was like, hey, I'm going to send you a song, see if you like it. I don't know if it makes sense, but it's definitely very One Voice. I'm just trying to sound like Matt Henderson. So let's see how big of a good interpretation I did. But that's something I'm really proud of, is that's a tombstone thing. You put that on my tombstone one day. It's like I helped write a Agnostic Front song.
That's amazing.
And I got to play on it.
And Matt Henderson played guitar on it.
Yeah.
That was fucking,
that's awesome.
That's sick. Yeah.
Well, and I had a good time with that one too. Because I had to learn it on the fly. I didn't have a lot of chance to really, study it before I got to the studio. Paul Miner, and genius that he was able to like, no, it goes like this, and I was like, oh, okay, I hear it now. He helped me break it down.
Sick.
But then I remember I was listening to it, I was like, I kind of got in the zone, and I don't know if you remember, like I started putting a lot of like
you put some
delayed
dives,
reverb, and, little.
That was a really cool moment. It was just
as Hoya used to like.
Awesome, if you're
Hoya used to like me to call it ear candy.
Yeah. No, it was really cool. I mean, you write a song for your band. They don't like it, but then Agnostic Front and Madball and members of Madball like it.
That's great. I know about that. That's awesome.
That's what I was looking for.
I had a good time recording that. That was cool.
Sick.
Is it crazy to hear like this, the love for one voice?
I mean, it's appreciated, and again,
Did you love it back then too?
I was real excited, and then that lasted about 2 weeks, and I was like, oh shit,
really?
Yeah,
that's a bummer. Well, you know what? I think. Have you looked back at it now and appreciated it again?
Have you listened to it lately?
I have. I got it. Like any musician, you're gonna list the flaws are gonna jump out at you. There's things I definitely wish I would have done differently.
You're 22 years old when you
right?
did that record,
but I was
dude.
learning, right?
Yeah.
22 years old.
Damn, that's a flex too. You were 22 when you.
My son's age, bro. That's
super
fucking
flex.
crazy.
Well, I meant to ask you. So I get the impression you must have contributed a lot of the music to Backtrack.
Yeah, definitely.
And then did you also kind of act as producer, sort of?
No, Nick was helping. Like for all the albums, like for all the LPs, Nick was producing.
Okay,
you never produced but we definitely had a role in it. All the songs. I for any album that we were going to write, I wrote 30 songs. Wow. That was the number in my head that I needed to write for. And so, and then, but other members.
And would you demo them out like with a drum machine?
I learned how to program drums, and then I would demo it out, record it on my computer. Then once I had them fully written to what I wanted to be able to show people, then I would show people, because I started hating going into practice, and like before you can show somebody a riff, they're already tearing it apart.
Right.
And I'm like, I can't fucking do that. I need to come to you with a fully fleshed idea. And then now that I have that, now everybody go tear it apart if you want to. But like I wanted to get ideas.
That makes sense.
I wanted to get ideas across. But so that was the idea, and but yeah, we still were collaborative, and other members wrote some songs as well too. And that was, some of the best songs were some songs that other members wrote too, John was a really great writer for Backtrack as well.
Is it safe to say that Set It Off was like a blueprint for so many hardcore bands, dude?
And Brightside.
Yeah, Brightside.
Brightside too. I mean, I feel like Brightside's y'all's blueprint for Set It Off.
100%.
Hoya would say that. Biggest influence, Raw Deal. Raw Deal demo.
Yeah.
I love Brightside. It's a perfect fucking album.
We just play with them on the boat, and I was just on the stage singing every song and all the words.
So good, dude.
I love that.
They're not underrated, but I don't know, because they get a lot of love now these days. But I feel like that record and them being, I don't know, it's like a top 5, man, for sure.
It seems like it never really hit hard out here. You know what I mean?
Cali.
You think so?
Nah, I don't think so.
I'd love to see him play Cali again, man.
I wonder.
I mean, respect, but not like, it wasn't like, top of the plaplaylist.
They didn't play it much back then. It was mostly like tri-state stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah. I guess they never really toured. Yeah,
exactly
like that. But
such a great. Damn.
But to go back to what you were saying with like just hearing, listening to your own music now. Like when I listen to Backtrack now, there's things that I would change and fix or blah blah blah. But I really just don't ever listen to Backtrack now. I can't tell you the last time I listened to it. I haven't even picked up a guitar since our last show.
Really?
Yeah, I haven't played guitar at all. I haven't started, and I haven't wrote any music, done anything.
Do you miss being on tour or miss playing music?
No.
Wow.
Well, the reason why is because I get to just kind of pull up when I want to, and I can, if I wanted to hop in a van, I can jump in Speed's van, or I can jump in Scal's van. They'll be down, and or just jump with any of my friends.
That's true.
Because that part of touring was my favorite part. Was experiencing different cultures and just hanging out and seeing things, and understanding that like the world is a lot bigger than fucking Hicksville, Long Island.
For sure. Yeah.
So that has always that's always been awesome, and that's why I'm in LA today. That's why I'm going to Australia in December. So that aspect of being able to still travel and seeing all those things, I still have that.
Sure, that's
and
awesome.
I'm blessed to be able to have that. But it's so I don't necessarily miss being a band member, but I miss writing more so, writing the music. But I know once I switch my brain into I need to write music again and I need to play in a band again. And
you're going to get obsessed.
Yeah,
I'm going to be
dude.
obsessed and I'm going to fucking go
I
crazy.
understand that.
And so
it's going to happen someday.
I just let that guy like just sleep in the corner and maybe one day hope.
Because it's got to be inspiring to be around
again.
all these young bands that are playing, they're killing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, but it's inspiring, but it's, to me, all the joy of it all is being able to help them.
Yeah.
Like I feel,
that.
and I'm just so
You're still being creative and stuff.
It's that creative like box is checked for me.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, and it's like I'll talk to them about songwriting. I'll talk to them about mixing and mastering and all these other kind of more so creative creative decisions, different art direction, whatever it is, and like that creativity was always my favorite part of being in a band too.
Mm-hmm.
So all of those boxes are checked with it. Yeah.
I love that. I just saw recently I saw Agnostic Front did a song with DMC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's a full circle thing too for hip hop and
sure.
hardcore.
I heard that.
I saw that too.
Did that come out yet?
No, I didn't.
Oh. He reached out to them though.
DMC did?
Yeah.
That's even sicker, man.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Really? Just hit him up online or something like that?
Got Roger's number and called him.
Wow, just to do a
Whoa.
collab? That's fucking crazy,
dope,
dude. I
dope.
love shit like that.
See, that's another meshing of those worlds, right?
For sure, man.
Yeah.
But I feel like back then with the Onyx and the Biohazard, just all that just came kind of natural, right?
Again, man, New York. I mean,
Biohazard too, kind of like
to me, it just
very
opened doors,
New York.
though.
It makes
Very New
sense.
York,
I feel like Biohazard opened a lot of doors
Well,
for
that-
stuff like
absolutely,
that. Too.
yeah.
What about the photo of Nas with a Biohazard shirt
That's what
on?
I'm saying,
There
dude.
you go.
That's
So
a
the
cool
story
photo.
behind that is that they had Rush Management, the same management
Yes.
company, and there was like a box of promo shirts or something like
They
that.
both
That's
had Rush. That's what's
Rush Management, was it?
That
Scott
was
Koenig, rest
Scott
in peace.
Koenig.
Oh, okay,
Scott
got
Koenig.
it, yeah.
But there's also a legendary story when Trevor Simsler was the original manager of Sick of It All, set up a meeting at Loud Records with Mobb Deep and Sick of It All to talk about the Alleyway Crew Dragon that they both had.
Yes.
Because they had a kind of a slighter, fatter, smaller version of the Alleyway Dragon, which was a tattoo flash on their
Yes.
hands. And they all met in this room, and it was like a conference room, and everything was tense. Everybody smoking weed, and then somebody accidentally bumped into the light switch, and the lights went on. People freaked out. People pulled shit out.
Really?
Yeah, Trevor,
Really?
Yeah, Trevor was
I
there.
didn't
Yeah,
hear
yeah.
that.
Fast forward, they do a remix of Survival of the Fittest.
Yes.
Something like that.
Yes.
Pretty
yes,
cool.
yes. Yeah, apparently Prodigy saw that flash in a tattoo shop and got it
Yeah.
because he just thought it was cool,
I
right?
rolled up on Prodigy when I first moved out at the Beverly Hills Center Mall. I was over there by myself, and I had nothing else tattooed except my Alleyway Dragons. I rolled up and was like, "Yo, what's up?" I showed my shit. I was like, "Oh shit, Sick of It All, and he gave me a pound." It was pretty sick.
Nice.
But that was a crazy moment for hip hop and hardcore. Was that Mobb Deep shit?
Rest in peace.
And then
Prodigy.
rest in peace. And also, you really can't find this recording, but I connected back in the day House of Pain with Sick of It All,
I remember that.
and there
Well,
was
Sick with All with KRS-One doing the intro.
That's before
that was-
'89.
yeah.
That's
That's what I'm saying.
insane. But later on was House of Pain and Everlast doing a remix of Just Look Around.
Right.
You know that? There's a remix of that somewhere.
I did not.
Yeah,
No.
it's really
That's
cool.
sick. I gotta check
But
it
that
out.
was a weird combo too, because those guys are West Coast, but they had a New York City vibe to them. You know what I mean? I went to the House of Pain video with Ezak, but Ezak couldn't be in it because Ezak had beat up somebody that was on the set of the video in a graffiti beef. I'm telling crazy stories. So Ezak just posted up. He just posted up on the side. I was in the video. He just chilled out with me while I was in the video because somebody saw him. They was like, "Oh my god!" I got so shook when he came on the set. Ezak's that guy, bro. He's a fucking shout out to Ezak.
Hell
I
yeah.
love
Shout
that
out to
motherfucker.
Ezak.
One of the realest cats from Queens ever,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
We're back to real quick. Maxim Penalty.
Mhm.
They're covering this song, "Wrong Side of Heaven." The whole crowd.
We just went on a 30
I know.
minute
I'll bring it back. The whole crowd singing it. Young kids yesterday. I was like, holy shit. And now, I don't know if we can talk about, but the album's off called Independent, came from 1996, where that song came from. And you can't find the record anywhere. I was talking to Mexi Mike the other night. Like, you can't find that MP record anywhere.
I think you're gonna be able to find it pretty soon.
That's what I'm saying. We allowed to talk about it? Yeah. it might be. He's working on something.
I'm working on something.
Which is even cooler
jump the
because
gun
now
on
kids
something.
probably think that's End It song. Like they thought the song by Descendants was Drain's song.
Right.
Because it's new generation. I love that, how like turning them on to like the shit.
Yeah, but I want I mean, End It definitely wants everybody to know that that's
sure.
a Maximum Penalty song.
Yeah.
Like that's very important for everybody to know. I'm very psyched that they decided to do that song. I thought it was time for End It to just put out a song that really showcased Akil's vocals, because
incredible, dude.
He has so many moments. He has like little pockets where he'll kind of he'll sing and in certain songs, but obviously anyone that's seen the band knows that the beginning of the set, he kind of does this a cappella thing, and he has an incredible voice.
Incredible, man.
So for this album, it was like, we think. I definitely suggested, like, let's try to get a song where he has, like, at least half the song he's singing, instead of just maybe about 5 seconds. Maybe we're singing 30 seconds. I don't know. But they came up with the idea of doing that cover because they're just big fans of the band, and I love the idea because I am too. So I'm glad they did it. And the thing that I'm excited about is that I think that it's giving new energy and new heads to learn about Maximum Penalty.
Same.
And to me, that's fucking sick. It's bringing it back to like that band, because they inspired a lot of us too, so that's sick.
And it sounds great live. He kills it live too, man.
But seeing like how many kids are singing along to it that are like,
dude.
That, like I said, last night I was at the show Chain, and it felt like the average age was like 18 maybe, or younger. I don't know, but all the kids were singing that one, and that's exciting because I know that these kids probably are new Maximum Penalty fans.
Yeah, I love
that is exciting to me.
And the video is great for the song.
Yeah, they crushed all the videos.
The whole rollout for the End It record was great, man. Everything they're doing.
Man. A lot of the video stuff that's not the label, I will say, because they sometimes I help with a lot of that and I pay for it too. But Chris Gons and Noah, who is the director on those, really did all of that, and they deserve all the praise on that one because they crushed it.
And I love how much Travis loves him now, and he's putting him on these like Travis Run things. Gave him 2 shows. Mm-hmm. I love seeing that. Like it's awesome.
It was awesome to see. They just did some shows with Blink-182.
Were you there at the shows?
I couldn't go that week, and that same week Scowl did 2 shows with Blink-182, and I couldn't go to any of them because I was locked in like in New York. So.
But I love shout out to Travis, my brother. I love how his ear is to the street. He pays attention to what's going on. They're looking out for these new young bands. And he fucks with them. I think it's awesome, man.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It was really cool to see him on that tour. Mm-hmm. So what's coming out next on Flatspot this year?
Well, it's heading towards the end of the year now.
Yeah,
it's October,
you're right.
But we have a Speed EP coming out in like 2 weeks. Raw Brigade album is coming out.
Raw Brigade's from New York, right?
Well, New York and Bogota, Colombia.
Oh,
Bogota.
yeah. That's right.
And that record
is... You know that band? They're sick.
Raw Brigade?
Yeah,
Raw Brigade.
They're sick.
They're really cool, and the record, it was actually recorded in both English and Spanish.
Oh, dude,
so
that's
there's
sick.
2 versions to the
It's a Madball style.
Yeah. But, so I feel like, I don't know if there's any other LPs that have been done like that, though, which is cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So I'm really excited for those, and obviously Terror is a big focus on what we're going to be doing for next year. But Flatspot's putting out the next Terror album.
Oh shit!
It's called Still Suffer.
You know that?
I didn't. No, I'd heard that.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome.
And I'm super excited.
I
love
Terror. One of the hardest working.
It's kind of a full circle moment too, in a way. Like I was saying, like Nick Jett helped me. He taught me helped teach me how to write songs, Scott, Martine, Jordan wrote a backtrack song.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we have a song called Nailed to the Tracks that was written by Jordan from No Warning, and Terror. And Scott's like our big bro. Martine's our big bro. Everybody in Terror are fucking dogs, and they were truly like big brothers to Backtrack when we were coming up. And I'm really excited to be that they said, hey, let's have Flatspot do this next record. It means a lot to me, and thank you guys.
That's beautiful. It's a big moment, dude. Dude, one of the most hardest working hardcore bands of all time, man. Like one of the greatest front man. Fucking this whole transition now to like how skinny he is how he changed his whole thing up and how he looked. It's just like, dude, killing it, dude.
No, they're the blueprint, I think.
They are, man, right?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about a kick-ass hardcore band, it's fucking Terror. I mean, what more do you need to say?
100%. You think about the word hardcore and what that means, and you have to pick one person, Scott Vocal.
I mean,
100%. He lives this shit. You know what I mean? Like everything, going to shows all
coming
the time.
out of his pores.
No, I love that fool.
The same.
What's your top? Oh, let's go to this real quick. Okay, Age of Quarrel versus Best wishes.
Oh shit.
Age of Quarrel.
Done deal.
That's
Same.
It's not,
Agreed.
Think about
Born to Expire. Best Desperate Measures.
that's hard. You know what? I'll say something even crazier.
Let's go.
Than this.
I know where he's gonna go.
Oh
Go
shit.
You do?
I think.
The record after that, but
Wait, hold on. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I'm fucking
Desperate Measures, Born to Expire. What's the one after? Adult.
Oh no, okay, sorry. So my answer to your question is Born to Expire, but I will say this: I listen to Open Mouth Kiss more than I listen to any of the others right now, because
you're not alone in calling that one out to that.
Really?
No, people have done that. Yeah,
and it's just, it's like this. It's like, is One Voice the best? Is One Voice the best AF record? Many people would say no, but is that the one I am listening to a lot? Whatever I listen to a lot is my favorite record.
Sure.
And so I'm listening to One Voice. I'm listening to Open Mouth Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
Am I right? Is that the best one? I don't give a shit. I'm listening to what I want to listen to.
That's your opinion.
You know what I mean? Like, so every Leeway record to me is amazing. Like, but Open Mouth Kiss is the one I listen to the most. But I listen to all of them, and I listen to them a lot. But
what was yours for Leeway?
I don't know, man. I flip flop on Born to Expire and
They're
Desperate
both
Measures. I really do.
Measures
awesome.
Banger too.
It really is. That's just it. Like I want to say Born to Expire, but then I'm like, and I started thinking about it. It's tough.
It is
tough.
very
but
tough.
Age of Quarrel for you?
Age of Quarrel for sure.
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer.
Even though I always got to give props to my man Petey Hines, who I think's a Long Island dude.
Is he? I don't know about him.
Maybe Queens, but
okay.
He's back in the band too.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Fucking phenomenal drummer. I mean, he was a king on that record.
Sick. Yeah, absolutely.
And then what's your take? I hate using the word. I don't even say the word, but it's like the old timers about like hardcore and like what it means to you in 2025. Like I hate the word gatekeeping, but just me and Matt and most of my whole entire band, all my friends, we're so excited about the hardcore scene right now. How big it is, how thriving it is, how beautiful it is, how diverse it is, and we are our older generation and just seeing how it is. But what's your thoughts on that kind of mentality? Or
I love where things are at right now.
Yeah.
I think it's awesome. I think that there's plenty of people that don't, and that's okay. But it's my opinion. I think it's great, and I'm excited. Like all the things that you just mentioned this is the exact same way I feel about it. I think a lot of these bands are doing it with the right intention behind it, and I think as long as we understand that, hey, some people aren't going to be interested in this genre forever. They might just be here and like it for a little while, and they might bounce and go do whatever. But to say that somebody can't listen to this or somebody can't go to this show or whatever it is, or that my generation is better than yours, that is so whack to me. And I just don't care about that. It's just anything is going to seem better, or a lot of people come across like this, but some, their generation it was just the time when you were going to shows most of the time.
Sure.
If you went to shows now, then you might think that it is better now, but a lot of people want to glamorize their time frame or whatever it is, or
back in their day.
Yeah, it's just, to me, like, yes, going to Europe was fucking amazing for the first time, but I was sleeping on a floor and fucking there's a dog shitting next to me, but I think about those times fondly too.
Yeah.
But right now I think hardcore is in a great place and things are fucking awesome.
Does it feel like it's bigger than it's ever been in your lifetime?
Yes, 150%.
Yeah, because you're really in it. Like, you're in it with the label and you're traveling, all the bands you have. Like, for us, I feel like it's huge too.
Yeah.
All the shows. I live in California. There's so many shows out here. And like, shout out to SOS Bookings. They have the shit on lockdown.
Shout out Nate.
And like, I don't know what it's like in New York at this moment. I'm sure New York is thriving pretty well.
Definitely.
Okay.
It's global. It's
Yeah.
global right now. It's bigger than it's ever been everywhere.
And you think it's because of social media helps with that too? Online stuff?
Yeah. Social media definitely helps. There's so many different reasons. I don't know if we could pick apart every single thing.
And coming out of the pandemic too, it seems like it's a lot bigger.
That's the thing. That's one of the things I think has made that made a difference to what's going on too. Like a larger difference. And I think a lot of people came out of the pandemic. Like it sucks to say, because so many people experienced so much pain and suffering during the pandemic, and fucking I've lost family members during the pandemic. it was really sad. A lot of people lost their jobs, etc.
Correct.
Hardcore was thriving during that time, but late like Flatspot was thriving. That's really the time frame when things started to change for the label. And
did Speed kind of blow up online too? Before they played the version?
Speed got a lot of attention during that time frame. Scowl, a lot of the other bands that we work with as well. And that's just facts. That was a time frame that kind of affected a lot of shit, realistically, both positively and negatively.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I just feel like it's like, I've never seen it like this before.
No, me neither. And the thing about it is it's maintaining its kind of intent and its character.
Yeah. Yes.
You know, because we've seen bands from our scene move out of the scene into a higher, you know, realm of popularity and presentation. And, you know, that's fine. But it does kind of not be that hardcore thing anymore at some point. I mean, it's just, to be fair.
Yeah.
Right. But this situation now, and I credit, I think we can take some credit just from the standpoint of we laid some, you know, we put some work in there.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Right.
We did.
And what I really like to see now is it's your generation that are actually in the industry at levels that were higher than our people were when we were doing it, right? And almost to the point where you guys kind of are the industry right now.
Yeah, because we didn't have anybody from the hardcore scene in the industry.
But when I see and I don't know if you took that as a negative thing, and it shouldn't be, because
I know.
Because this is what's great, is you guys are making big, great shit.
These are hardcore kids in these
exactly
amazing places.
And you know the roots. You know,
that's what I'm saying.
You know, your sensibility and your intention is what's making it still be a hardcore thing.
Well, thank you. That's literally the coolest thing you could possibly
say. And I sincerely mean it. I think it's because, you know, like going back to like Blink-182, when we were hanging out with them, I can't remember where we were, but you know, in their camp and just, you know, rubbing elbows with people in their little area, and one of their main security dudes was,
because he's with it for years, man. He's from Boston.
He could not stop talking to me about One Voice.
Hardcore dude.
Oh, really?
And I'm like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Sick. And it was awesome.
He's their main dude,
and it was great meeting him. And, you know, we had so much in common.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is it. We've kind of infiltrated the system.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, but I mean, you, Vitalo, I mean, you guys are doing that work.
Yeah. It's, I guess,
because you come from the scene, you've been in the band, you know what it's like to grind and fucking sleep on floors and do all this shit and paid your dues in music, and then you're there representing hardcore. Who else would you want to do it?
Right. You're doing it with purpose. You're not saying like
you're
not out there just trying to fucking make a buck.
This shit gave me my entire life.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like everything, the relationships, everything that I can point to that's good in my life. I've got it. It's come through hardcore in one way or another for the majority of things, you know, and so. Anything that I can possibly do, like to show love or to help anybody out, that is important to me. Like I got everything through this, and I want to just do everything I can to give back to it, and that's the reality. of it.
And you're bringing yourself and everybody else along the way.
That's what's
saying. You know what I mean? Like everybody gets elevated when we all come together and 100%. Do this thing. I mean, I've said this before too. Some of the most successful, intelligent, creative, and productive people have come from our scene and are doing great things right now. And,
absolutely.
And, you know, like credit to you and this podcast, because you connect with a lot of people outside of our music scene. Mm-hmm. And through that, you expose them to us. And so it's a bi-directional thing.
Yeah.
You know?
100%. Yeah.
We're you know, just
correct.
Our music scene is not the only alternative lifestyle, creative, intelligent scene to be a part of, right?
Yeah. And you also be surprised at who people are hardcore fans and listen to music.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
You never really know. You're
exactly.
Like, it's like, but I feel like with you guys, what you're doing, it's almost like, I don't know, the last person really to do that is really Jordan from Revelation back in the day, because he's a hardcore kid as well. But his stuff is not really, he's got more like a catalog thing right now. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if they sign bands anymore, but I think the last label that came from like a hardcore kid that's, you know what I mean, that got it where we came from. Like Jordan grew up with all those guys, like Judge, Youth of Today, all those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You're bringing up all these new bands.
To me, it's just very rewarding seeing like the new crop of bands really care about this shit, and then being able to help them in any way that we can is just, it's a good feeling, you know? And it's like, when I look at certain things, I look at the mistakes that we made as Backtrack sometimes, and I think of, somebody will talk to me about something and I'll know the answer to it because
you've been through it,
because I've made a million fucking mistakes and had to go through a lot of shit, and we all did. Because we didn't necessarily have people guiding us a lot of the time, you know? When we did, it was like, you know, Terror was definitely a band that did, but you know, we weren't going to hit them up about everything, you know? So we made a shitload of mistakes, and now I can try to help somebody not make a mistake or avoid making mistakes, and that is super helpful. So that just, that's like therapeutic for me too, in a way, you know? So, yeah.
Is it interesting to you, like, when people are coming up to you, like, not like trying to talk to you, like, not I don't want to say the word suits, but like people that don't come from our world, and like all of a sudden they're kind of in the mix trying to get involved in the hardcore scene, or trying to ask you questions, or maybe interested in your label, or are you around people from other worlds now? They're like kind of like, oh, hardcore, what is this? Or
definitely, definitely, and I mean, it's the way it is. It's like people come and people go, and it's like, what am I gonna be upset about that? It's I want to be a good representative of it. You know, like
are there other labels and A&R coming around now, like into the hardcore shows now, like trying to like
100%. Wow. Yeah. 100%. You see him. But
I'm sure in the Turnstile camp too. It's
but I mean, I was a part of that with Roadrunner too.
Yeah.
You know, but Roadrunners, like, historically they signed to hardcore shit. So you're gonna see some people that are, some people that aren't, whatever. Like at the end of the day, it's like, just if you're going to be in something for a business reason, you should care about what that thing is and really be a part of it and live it and blah, blah, blah. But I mean, it's going to happen, you know, and it has happened. And I'm glad it's happened, because if Roadrunner didn't take a risk on a band like Turnstile at that time, I don't know if we would have went to a show with 13,000 people on Saturday or Friday or whatever.
Do the Roadrunner guys know what you're doing now? Obviously, you're in touch with them. They see how you're thriving.
Well, most of the people I worked with don't work at Roadrunner anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, they all left, and a lot of them started other businesses or working for other companies, and we all stay in touch. We all see each other. We all hang out all the time, and we all are proud of each other and psyched for each other, and it's sick.
And when you're checking out new bands in the hardcore scene, are you checking out for like a new sound, a new style, or just or you just might just like the way it sounds, you just fuck with the music or the people? Like,
there's a lot
when you're doing A&R for hardcore bands.
There's a lot of things. I think one of the things that's really important is like being active in your scene, you know, like especially now more than ever. It's like you have to be contributing something, you know, like you don't, the first thing you do isn't just hit up a label and say, hey, put out a record. No, maybe book a show, maybe, you know, make some artwork, maybe make a zine, do something like, but when I see that, like that's some bands think that like, once you sign to a label, the label does everything for you. And no, that's not how it is. You should try booking your own tour. That will make a label like look at you and say, hey, what is this? They're touring already. How are they doing that? Blah, blah, blah. But
good point.
Yeah, so I think obviously music always comes first. That's the most important.
Yeah.
But
there's such a diverse there's such a diverse sound of all the bands on Flatspot. They don't all sound like each other. Everybody has their own different thing. They all stand out, you know? That's really cool.
Yeah, I didn't want to have a label that just every band sounded like each other. I wanted to sign bands that were different, but at the same time, every one of the bands on our label I'm a fan of, you know, first. So for me, it was never like, let's just do a New York hardcore label or a label that just signs bands from the U.S. even. I wanted Flatspot to be a global label. I wanted to sign stuff from all around the world, and we have been, and it's been really rewarding to see how some of these bands have broken over, where historically, like, it was hard for bands from overseas to like really tour the U.S. or to make any sort of buzz in the U.S. And to see it happening now is really rewarding.
I mean, go back to Speed, just Australia was really never really on the map back in the day for hardcore bands. It was a couple bands that I'm sure I know some of their names, but back then and now how they are global and they're coming from Australia, which is helping the whole entire Australia scene. I'm sure there's so many more bands coming up now in Australia, right?
Yeah, no, there's tons of new bands.
Toe to Toe was a band back then. I'm trying to get some band names in my head. Yeah, we played back in the day.
I can't think of one.
Toe to Toe was a big hardcore
I do
band.
remember them, but that I wasn't in the scene at that point.
But it's just crazy, a band from Australia that come out here and just crush everywhere.
There's a lot of great bands in Australia. Iron Mind is another one. There's a new band or newer band called Feel the Pain that I heard the other day that I like a lot. There's AWOL. That's another band. They're not as active anymore. Yeah, there's a ton. Last Ride Records, if you want to hear some cool Australian hardcore shit, you should check that out.
Are you on social media that much?
I have to be kind of for the Flatspot stuff.
Yeah, Necessary Evil. Yeah.
But I'm on my phone. I get sucked into like the TikTok fucking universe after like I'm in my bed laying down at midnight and I just get sucked into.
Are you running the Flatspot page and stuff like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Are you checking DMs, talking to fans and all that stuff?
Yeah, as much as we can. You know, it's just like if you got to get in touch with me or something, you could just try that. DM is probably best. Yeah.
Is there a Flatspot TikTok too?
Yeah.
Wow.
There's a Flatspot TikTok. Yeah, we really just reposting stuff. I'm not posting like us talking into the camera or something, but I'm posting like, you know, I don't know, live footage of, you know, whatever, end it at like the record release or whatever, you know, like so. But I think it's good to, you know, I met somebody, this is random, but it kind of goes to what we're saying here. Like I met somebody the other day that works for a brand, and he basically was like, listen, like my entire insight into hardcore is kind of the Flatspot YouTube. And I thought that was really interesting.
Wow.
And I felt like, I kind of felt crazy by that because I wouldn't have expected him to say that. And, but that's a really
awesome.
Cool feeling to be like, what I know about what's happening right now is like what you're putting out there on your channel, you know,
cool.
so that's really cool. And I told him some other labels to check out because I didn't want him to just check our shit out. I was like, there's a lot of cool shit too. There's, you know, so, but I think that, you know, using some of these social media like platforms, it can be very powerful because it gets to so many people and not just in one area or the other. It's like I said, I look at like us as a pretty global label, and I wanted to be able to touch everybody anywhere at any time. And
you're also seeing the translation from people seeing the band online and actually going in real life to see the band play a show, especially with Speed. I think from the internet to real life, like it really, all those people couldn't wait to see them come to America first or whatever that was. They came out to see them because they saw the videos online first, right?
Yeah.
So it's like when people have all these millions of followers, but they can't sell out a show. I feel like for this in the hardcore, people are actually coming out to have that experience because they're seeing all the dancing online. I know during like the pandemic, was like some TikTok viral shit of somebody crowd killing or something at Sound and Fury went viral during the pandemic or something. You know what I'm saying? Like people want to come out and experience this shit and see what it's like.
At the end of the day, there's nothing better than seeing it live.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you can see 700 fucking YouTube videos, but if there's a
That's
band,
what I'm saying. It's working.
There's a band playing in your town and you like their music, you should, if you have the means to pay for a ticket, go see them live.
For sure.
There's nothing that beats that. That's the most important thing. That's the lifeblood of this world. It's like live music and seeing it live and supporting the artists too, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What are some of your daily rituals?
What's
a day in the life like you?
Oh, man. Really, it's just I wake up. My alarm has probably been ringing for about 30 to 40 minutes.
Same time every day?
No.
Okay.
I have different days.
So you're like an early bird guy, like
no,
okay.
I'm not at all. But
same.
I basically so my alarm clock's ringing for 30 minutes already. I wake up, I run out of bed into the shower, and because I'm probably going to be late for something soon, and then I go to my office, which is like a 10-minute walk from my apartment.
Oh, perfect.
Which is sick. Yeah, I'm in Brooklyn, and
that's amazing, dude.
Our office is in Gowanus, and so. Yeah, then I'm normally there from, let's say, 10 a.m. to 8 or 9 p.m.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm working like, the thing is I love to do that. And I love my day and,
great, you know, man.
Having lunch or whatever time. But I come back home and then chill with my wife until the end of the day, chill with my dog. And that's like on Monday through Friday vibe.
How many people in the office?
So about like 2 or 3. Yeah. Depends on what day.
Yeah.
But we have a bunch of different people that we have working with us, like on retainer and stuff like that, publicist, social media, graphic designer, etc.
Damn. Yeah. You work out?
No, I need to start. I've been walking a lot
you get
more
steps
lately.
In,
yeah, I get my steps.
Yeah.
I actually.
Are you a pretty healthy eater too?
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And is it hard for you to shut your brain off at night and go to sleep?
100%. I'm thinking.
Are you a shitty sleeper?
I'm a horrible sleeper. Horrible sleeper. But yeah, there's a lot that I need to figure out still.
Like what time do you go to bed? Usually like 12 or something?
No, probably like 2 or 3 every day.
In the morning?
Yes, but
Holy fuck.
I just am a horrible sleeper. This has been since I was
your whole life.
My entire life. Like
you tried every kind of sleep.
I got a doctor's note when I was in high school from the doctor being like, "Hey, you can't go to bed or he doesn't have to go to school at 7 a.m. anymore because he's not going to wake up at that time."
Holy shit.
And so they let me start going because I didn't have to. When my senior year of high school, I didn't. I had enough credits already to graduate by then. So they were like, "All right, just go to 2 classes." For my entire senior year, and I went to school at like noon every day. It was actually fucking awesome.
So your whole life you had sleep issues?
Whole life.
You've been tested by doctors, all kinds of shit, or no?
Yeah, they gave me like Ambien and shit, but
wow,
it didn't really work.
Have you tried Unisom?
No, what's that?
I'll show you after.
Yeah?
It's like some shit we take on tour for like jet lag and stuff.
Okay. I will try
Knock you out for like 10 hours, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
I would love that. Fuck.
So you're still fucked on sleep, so don't sleep that much, you can't
Nope.
shut up your brain.
Yeah.
Damn. That sucks. What about kids? You want kids someday?
Yeah. We've been, me and my wife have been talking about it. And
How long have you been married for?
We've been married for 3 years.
Sick.
No, but we've been together for about 13.
Oh fuck, that's
so
amazing.
It's been
man. Good for
you,
man.
It's been a long.
So
long
kids
time,
someday,
but,
maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. But a lot of our friends are having them right now, and it's awesome to see, and everybody's super happy.
What's one of your latest obsessions?
Latest obsessions? It is. Let's think.
You a big binge watch TV guy or?
Oh, my latest obsession is this. This is
What is it?
I'm going to describe to the audience what we're looking at right now. I have a Hong Thai inhaler in my hand. This is a Whispers version that they made for Sound and Fury, and but this is basically it's kind of like Vicks Vapor Rub.
Can you pass around to
See, this isn't poppers. This isn't drugs. You're good.
Oh my god, it's like it's amazing. So what does that do? Just open up your.
It just like clears your stuff up. They say it's for like vertigo. I think it's just you like it.
It smells great. Yeah,
it's nice, right?
But you sniffed it all day.
Kind of. No, it's just like you kind of just hit it when you need to.
And what does it do? If it kind of like wakes you up a little bit?
Kind of wakes you up a little bit.
You a coffee guy?
I've never had a cup of coffee in my life.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
you and my wife. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Anybody in this podcast who never had coffee? That's crazy.
Wait, your wife has never had a cup?
Nah, nope.
Wow.
She don't fuck with it, bro.
Interesting.
She hates the smell, everything.
That's the thing. I'm not into like the taste or the smell. I've had a sip, obviously, but
you do tea or something? Or
I'm a tea guy for sure. I like tea a lot, and so I'll have that like every day.
You're not sober guy either, right?
No.
Yeah.
No. I go out, have a little bit of a good time sometimes too.
Were you ever straight edge or no?
Never straight edge, but there was points in life where I wasn't doing anything. But yeah, to each his own.
You an optimist or pessimist?
I'm an optimist, I think. Yeah.
I can see that.
I like to look on the bright side.
Bright side. Find out there isn't one.
But I might find out there is one. But we'll see. I'm still looking on the bright side.
We've always been positive most of your life like that?
No. But I think, I don't know, life is good, man. I'm happy to be alive.
Yeah.
That's all that really matters at the end of the day. It's like things are good, and I'm happy and I'm healthy, and the people I love are happy and healthy, and
perspective.
That's all that fucking matters at the end of the day.
So you have no regrets?
I have plenty of regrets, but like I don't think I'm not like weighed down by them. It's not something that I overthink about, and I don't necessarily agree with the like I wouldn't change anything. I would do it exactly the way I did it type shit. Because like if I could, maybe I would. But at the end of the day, it's like yes, shit does happen for a reason, and you end up where you end up. But I'm very happy with life, like I was saying right now.
Yeah.
So
what's your top 5 New York hardcore bands?
All right, let's do this.
Even Matt's in the room.
Yeah, Matt's staring at me now. No, I'm kidding. All right, wait. Can I ask a question first?
Yeah. Go,
what do you guys think? All right, where do you guys consider the Bad Brains from? Here we go.
they're honorary New York. If you wanted to get like technical, they're technically from DC. But
I know that's what I was assuming you'd say.
Because you're just saying, should they be included in NYC?
I'm saying, should they be considered a New York hardcore band?
I think you can. Yeah, I think they.
For this discussion, I won't then, just because they're. Right.
No, I think it's fair game.
All right, well then they're on it.
Yeah.
Then,
Henderson's giving you fair game.
Okay, Matt Anderson gave me the okay. We are going bad, and now no order. No order. Bad Brains, AF, Madball, Killing Time Breakdown.
It's a great one, dude.
Wait, is that 5? Bad Brains, AF, Madball. Yeah, 5.
That's 5.
That's a great one. I'm glad to see Breakdown getting there, man.
They're so
They
good.
don't get mentioned.
Breakdown's never
there.
put out a bad record, in my opinion. So.
Damn. What about top 5 MCs?
All right, Nas, Prodigy. It's just MCs or groups?
MCs right now.
Nas, Prodigy, Guru, Rakim, and 5. Who would 5 be?
Let's think, man.
To be honest, Biggie's.
I mean,
I was gonna say Big Pun, Biggie, or Tupac on that one, but it has. I think it's Biggie for me.
Tupac's from New York, man.
Yeah, but
I'm gonna say he's about to say something, right?
What are you gonna say?
I'll just say. I mean, for me, Biggie has to be on the list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Biggie and Rakim.
Yeah.
What about groups? Groups is definitely Mobb Deep,
Mobb Deep's
Gangstar,
100%. Gangstar, Wu-Tang. Like that's all. You know what's funny? It's like Mobb Deep, Gangstar. Like Loud Records is so interesting because they had Mobb Deep, they had Wu-Tang, they had Big Pun.
Big Pun, yeah.
That era was like such a run. Like that to me is like what I want fucking Flatspot to be like.
You love Big Pun?
I fucking love Big Pun.
Fuck.
He's fucking awesome.
Big Pun. Yeah.
That was so intense.
So the group Mobb Deep, Wu-Tang,
all right, no,
Gangstar.
Mobb Deep, Gangstar, Wu-Tang,
like Tribe?
Tribe, yes, but I wouldn't.
De La, Long Island.
I love both of them, but they're not. They're not on the list for me.
Public Enemy. What other groups are there, man? Let me think. Like Black Moon.
I do, but
Brand Nubian.
I'm trying to think.
There's somebody you're missing. That's a group.
Oh, Capone and Noriega.
Woo! Wow.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Beat Nuts.
The Beat Nuts are
Beat
great
Nuts,
too.
NWA.
He opened that door for Stella.
That's
not New York,
and
though.
throw NWA up there. Yeah.
Because it's not just that.
Yeah.
And then in 2025, what does hardcore still mean to you at this time? Has it changed throughout your entire life? Like, what does it mean to you? Because we always talk on the podcast how like hardcore is not just a sound or a look or a style. It's something beyond that. You can't just say that something. I don't know. It's hard to explain because there's no blueprint to hardcore. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think it's what we were talking about when I got to your house today.
Yeah.
Was like, we were talking about Matty and Hoya on the Madball record telling you. So you can go and listen to, is it on Set It Off or Hold It Down? Or
Hold It Down, isn't it?
No, the beginning.
Yeah,
is it the intro? Yeah, it's the intro.
Yeah, Hold It Down.
Hold It
It's
Down,
the intro. All right, go listen to the intro, Hold It Down, and you will be told what hardcore is, and you should listen to what they tell you, because that's my answer. But it's an outlook. It's a way of life.
Sure.
It's a thought process. It's a philosophy. It's everything. It's nothing. It's all of it to me.
Yeah.
So that's how I look at it. And there's plenty of things that don't sound hardcore that are more hardcore than the most hardcore person that you know.
So true, dude.
You know.
So true, man.
So, but it's my life. So
yeah, I feel like Sinead O'Connor was punk as fuck.
100%.
Do you know what I mean?
150%. Are you kidding? Like, I watched that old video of her doing late night, and she's like spreading real information at a point where every person was scared to do that type of shit.
Yes, dude.
Like,
she got canceled before cancel culture.
Exactly. Yeah.
So is there some like poppy stuff you like too, like listen to? It's not hardcore.
Hell yeah,
stuff?
I listen to. I'd say what I'm listening to on a daily basis is probably. I'm listening to everything. Like, I'm listening to indie music. I listen to pop music.
You listen to new hip hop?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some good folks that I'm listening to right now. What have I been listening
I just met
to?
Denzel Curry the other day at the show.
I literally did too.
That was so sick.
Dude, he's a fucking man, and he was wearing
Denzel Curry, the rapper. He was at with a speed hoodie last night.
Yeah, dude. I'm a big fan of his.
Have you heard his cover of
Rage Against the
I just
Machine?
saw
Eye Against Eye.
Oh, he did that too?
No, I didn't
Really?
see that.
Kills it.
I saw the Rage one. Chappelle showed me yesterday. He killed it, dude.
Yeah.
He was going off to Speed. Then I saw him on stage. I saw him watching Speed behind me. Then I saw him watching End It last night, headbanging and shit.
I love his music. I'm a big fan. The energy of his music too is fucking awesome.
He's got great energy, right?
He's got great energy, and like he was like losing his mind to End It the other night. Like he's really dope. I listen to a lot of indie music. One of his friends, his name is Yeek, Yeek. He's a really dope indie artist. And but yeah, I listen to everything really.
Like Kendrick?
I like Kendrick, yeah. I'm not a Drake fan. I want to put that on record. I do not fuck with Drake, and I haven't fucked with Drake my entire life. Ever since the moment I heard Drake, I hate Drake. So
That's how you really feel.
I just want to be direct about that one.
And there's like Joey Badass.
Love Joey Badass. I've been listening to him since Pro Era stuff, and he's really cool. That was exciting to me because I felt like New York didn't have a group that they were like Wu-Tang came out and was like nobody ever did a fucking group that big, right?
Dude,
and then like the next kind of, but then there was other moments of sorry, I forgot a huge hip hop group that I forgot to mention is Dipset, and I would put them
they're
right under Mobb Deep, so number 2.
Okay.
But so there's these eras of New York that these groups really fucking take over, and I felt like the last time that there was an really impactful one was like ASAP Mob,
Mob. Yeah,
and then I thought it was going to be Pro Era, and it was. I think Pro Era had a cool moment. I'm curious as to like what that is going to be in the future of New York hip hop, like because there was a group called Surf Gang that I thought was really cool, and that's like a way newer thing.
They're from New York.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Surf Gang, but I don't know if that's still popping. I'm trying to
You like the Locks?
Love the fucking Locks. They should be on that list too. I forgot so many. My brain went blank.
The Locks, dude.
My did you watch the Dipset versus the Locks?
Incredible, dude.
Oh my god.
You saw that?
No.
Versus? Oh my god, it was incredible, man. What a moment.
Dude, Jadakiss is
one of the greatest. I love his podcast too with Joe.
I just started listening to
it.
it.
So fun, dude.
It is so good. Jada is so fucking funny. All of them are. Like
them together.
And Cameron and Mace have their podcasts or shows too. So I love this because it's like all those heads that might not be releasing music now figured out a new way to like get some bread or whatever, and they are crushing it. And it's also like you're hearing, I'm just a fan of the stories too. So
yeah, dude.
You're hearing Cameron and Mace talk about like crazy shit in Harlem back in the day. You're hearing Fat Joe and Jadakiss talk about just like insane New York hip hop moments that I find fascinating. So for me,
I love how Fat Joe cuts him off and shit, and they're like fucking.
They're always making fun of Fat Joe for being Cap on everything. Yeah,
they throw the flags out and shit, or like covers his face.
They're a
good combo though. I'm really stoked on that podcast.
Absolutely.
Any more questions for this young man? My takeaway was that he wrote a song that made it to AF record that you played on. I thought that was so cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's one thing I didn't know about him. He wrote that song.
Mm-hmm.
Any more questions for us old guys? I think what's on my list, man.
I don't know. We did cover a good amount. I wanted to talk a little One Voice today, and I wanted to talk a little New York hardcore, New York hip hop combo, and I feel like we hit both those.
I'm gonna show you this book that I'm in called "Who Shot Ya." It's me and House of Pain backstage right after we met Tupac, and then also we met Madonna a couple of times in the New York scene. Hanging out.
That's another aspect.
I met Madonna at CBGB's. I was with Civ and my boy Tom Coates.
What was that like? Did you talk to her? Is she cool?
I had a picture of my wallet because I'm a freak, and I pulled it out and she signed it. And then I showed her a tattoo of her on my arm.
Wait, you had a picture of Madonna in your wallet, and you pulled up on you, and then you just took it out of your wallet and gave it to her to sign?
She put the pen in my mouth to bite it off, and I bit it off, and then she fucking signed it.
Wow.
I showed her my tattoo. Sid was with me.
How old? Wait, what? How old? How long ago?
I was like 91.
91. Okay,
she came to CBGB to see Cypress Hill. It was like the night before they played Lollapalooza. They got rained out on Long Island or something, but there was like a pre-show at CB's. She pulled up in a limo with Freddie Demand, her manager, and came to CBGB's.
Maverick? Did she have Maverick Records at that time?
Yeah, she did.
Yeah. And she signed Deftones like later on, obviously.
Yeah. And then fast forward, she was trying to sign Rancid during that huge bidding war, and we opened up for Rancid at the Roseland, and then we went backstage, and Lars like, come down when you meet somebody. And I don't think they knew the story yet that I already met her, but I came downstairs, and it was like all like, everybody's down there, all the hardware, everybody's just down there, and I walk up to her, and she's like, I remember you, and she grabbed my arm, and she showed it to Guy Oseri, who was her A&R guy, and he looked at my arm, and everybody freaked out. I freaked out. She remembered me. It was a crazy moment, dude. She was wearing like a white see-through slip. That was like the erotica vibes back then. That was the energy back then when she was wearing the see-through. It was a crazy moment, dude. Yeah. And then one time,
I love Madonna.
Yeah, next to the
that is my wife gave me a pass on Madonna.
Oh yeah, yeah. I probably could get one too for my wife. I don't know about that. But next to the Sound Factory was the Ritz, and I'm with Hoya and all these dudes, and she pulls up a limo, and she gets out, and Hoya's like, "Yo, Madonna, this is me. You know my boy Toby." He started pointing at me. She didn't even look at us. She just walked right into the building. He was like heckling her, saying shit to her. Dude,
that is amazing.
I got some stories I'll tell you off the pod. I want to say on the pod.
For sure.
But,
what was the Truth or Dare? Was that the movie?
Yes.
I was living in Staten Island with Roger at that time.
No, the Pitbulls.
And he wanted to go see the movie.
What?
And I had nothing to do. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, I'll go.
Oh my God.
And so I rode bitch on his motorcycle to go see Truth or Dare with him at the Staten Island Mall.
Oh my God!
Are you fucking serious, dude?
That was funny.
That was a good one.
So Roger's a Madonna fan?
Yeah.
Hell yeah!
Damn. And then we got more hip hop shit I can think about later.
I think Madonna is punk too.
She is. Yeah. I mean, her early New York City roots. I mean, she came there being part of an underground scene.
Yeah, definitely.
There's like a pizza spot on St. Mark's, probably not there anymore, but there was like a sign 8x10 by her in there because she was always at that pizza spot, pulling up a limo, picking up dudes on the corner, just cruising Lower East Side. Like,
damn, I'm jealous.
Fucking.
I wish. I don't know. I'm fascinated by all this like just older New York City shit. I love the city so much, and I like just learning about different eras of it, especially like the music shit at that point in time too. It just seems, I romanticize that, those eras that you guys came up from because it's just so interesting to me. But, I think that even the shit now, people are going to romanticize in 20 years.
For sure, 100%.
And it's always going to be like that. So
I was looking at that moment of Turnstile playing in Baltimore. I was looking at that moment. It's nothing like what I'm going to compare it to, but it's like that Bad Brains clip. Oh, yeah. It always gets resurfaced at CBGB's. Yeah. And I look at that, I'm like, this is their moment. Mm-hmm. Like 10,000 people, no barricade, like crazy.
Yeah. You know
what I mean? Like,
it's iconic.
Yeah, you guys are making your own. I remember we used to go to Dave's Army Navy on 6th Avenue. That's where we got all of our Carhartt shit when it first came out. And then we would see other rappers going in there. We'd roll up and get all of our shit. And that's where everybody's rocking Carhartt. And it was super cheap at Dave's Army Navy on 6th Avenue, man.
Oh, sick.
It's a legendary spot in New York. Yeah, it might still be there.
Yeah.
It's a family-owned business, and that's where we got all of our shit. Mm-hmm. That's why it's crazy to see Carhartt Whip come out now. And look at pictures of all of us rocking that shit in like early 90s.
I helped them. They did a magazine. They did an article in a magazine. They have a Carhartt Whip magazine.
Oh,
and
shit.
I helped them get some photos like this. I helped them get some old photos of Madball Set It Off.
Oh shit!
I was rocking one of them.
Yeah, because they basically were I gotta show you the magazine.
That's so cool.
Basically, I helped put them in touch with like Howie Abrams and a couple other folks and Hoya too.
Okay.
And they did an interview with Hoya in that Carhartt Whip magazine and stuff. And they have some. Who was the photographer on that? That was
Who's your photographer?
I'm forgetting.
On that, Set It Off. I'm thinking it was BJ.
BJ Pappas.
BJ
I hit up
yeah.
BJ, and she went and dug through all her like stuff, and then pulled photos that nobody's ever seen of that Set It Off promo photo shoot.
Oh, nice.
Where Vinny has the dog. I think he's in the Steelers stuff. Maybe.
Yep.
But there was a lot of Carhartt in that photo.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Everybody used to rock the overalls with no shirt downtown, and like no shirt, going to clubs with the overalls. Everybody
that's like DMX style, right?
Totally.
Yeah.
But that was before that, which is
sick.
fucking nuts. We had the 555 Soul beanies. This is one of those sock hats we used to wear.
Yeah.
All Carhartt, everything. That's so crazy, dude.
Yeah.
It's just cool to see that shit come now and fucking.
Definitely.
Oh, fuck. Well, dude, thank you for being here. This is great.
Dude.
I know you're nervous about doing pods a while ago. You came here and sat with us with Jem, but I love your story and your journey and what you're doing for the hardcore scene, your come up, everything. It's fucking awesome, man.
I appreciate
you being here and doing this for the. As elders, men's of the scene, just seeing how you're a big part of that. How it's
you've done good, kid.
You done good, kid. Yeah. You came a long way, man.
I appreciate you guys. You guys have both looked out for me many times, so I appreciate you guys. I learned a lot from you guys too. So thank you guys because you taught us what to do. So
did pretty good with our lives, man. We're doing all right, man.
Yeah,
I've tried.
So people can DM you on your personal. You might check it or Flatspot.
Check out Flatspot at Flatspot Records, flatspotrecords.com. Yeah, I have a management company called Matinee Sound. Yeah,
it's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And there might be music for you someday. Who knows?
No.
You never know though. You might pick it up. You might start jamming.
But,
you never know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Never say never.
We'll see. But go check out every other band that's out right now because
Records, man.
That's way more important. But yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. Man. Appreciate it.
And we have just completed the 5 episodes of the New York Hardcore. What's not trilogy? Trilogy's 3. So what's 5 on a fucking
quad something?
Quad is 4.
Oh shit! Yeah.
Matty, thank you for being here, part of these 5 episodes. It's been great having you, dude. You're a beloved legend. Got all your flowers you deserve for the past 5 episodes.
Yes.
Your music has been a blueprint to so many fucking generations. You know what I mean? You did a big contribution to the hardcore world, man.
I mean, well, thank you for all those very kind words. The thing I'll say is that for me, I always just wanted to participate. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, the greats laid it out there long before I did what I did. And just to be able to be a part of what they did means a lot to me.
And you're a nice guy from the Midwest who came 100%. through all the savages of New York, all the psychopaths you've been around your whole time, and you turned out to be a normal ass, amazing father of 3 boys. Amazing.
Yeah, I think
husband.
you're the most normal out of everybody.
I just hide it well.
Okay, got it.
Still get the wild card tattoo in the back. That might come out sometimes. But I'm saying you made it through all that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Where did the wild card? Sorry, where did the wild card name?
Bro.
Vinny Stigma.
Okay, but what is it based off of?
I mean, they all would just kind of bust my balls, good clean kid from Minnesota, good clean kid, and then I don't know, some kind of unruly would go down like,
the wild card.
The Minnesota kid, he's a wild card.
Maybe step up in the mix, and then they saw your fucking. All right, respect.
Okay.
All right, wild card. Any more questions for the legend Henderson here?
No, I've texted. I've punished you through text.
It's a 2-way street for me, brother.
I wonder how many records set it off or demonstrate my style, so we can find out.
I have no fucking clue.
Such big, powerful.
What's your fave record you were part of?
Yeah, let's get that.
How about just overall in your life?
Yeah, man.
What's your favorite record that you have looked back the fondest on?
It's a great question.
I mean, certainly like I'm proud of all of them, and I know like. Set It Off is like the real big one for most people that are a fan of Madball, but Hold It Down for me is the record that I feel most proud of as a record.
It's a great one.
I just think and the one thing we did that I encourage any band to at least strive for is to be able to play those songs and have the guys have the singer sing the song like a live band before you record them.
Yes.
Like
it's a great
Hold
one.
It Down was the first record where we had almost every song written, and we're doing them like front to back with vocals in the rehearsal studio before we recorded.
Got it.
And it made a difference. And it's so much that Freddie sang when we did drums. It was a scratch vocal.
Wow.
But you knew verse and chorus, and it just kind of brings that live energy to it.
So he didn't write for Set It Off before you went to the studio? Or he did?
Vocals came later.
So that you recorded the music and then he came in with.
I mean, some songs. There's always some.
There's always,
I
would have never thought that, to be honest. It sounds like it was written with like I don't know with that.
Well, I mean, we wrote it with intent.
Yeah,
of course. But the music, sometimes the music would get laid down first, and then the vocals would be put on top. And I think that's kind of standard approach.
Yeah, it is.
And because of that, that's how you can wind up in a pattern of having music without vocals, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I say.
Did you write Down by Law?
I did write Down by Law.
Damn.
Yeah.
Not the lyrics, but
it's one of the hardest songs too.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Damn.
Video is crazy.
So sick.
Yeah.
Drew Stone.
Yeah, is it over like by Prince or Mott? Like where is it?
It's a little.
Not far from the Supreme store, maybe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Off of Lafayette.
Oh, that's sick.
That's a sick. Gritty,
yeah, that actually makes sense. That
area.
And then the
right by the old Roadrunner.
Oh office. Yeah. Okay, sick.
And the Pride video.
Pride is what, Greenpoint?
I forget where it was. Brooklyn.
I think somebody told me it
recently.
Greenpoint or Long Island City, maybe, or something.
Live Agony was there. Biohazard was there.
Oh, the same location.
Yeah.
Oh, that's where Drew Stone did most of his stuff.
Yep.
That's sick.
You've been dissecting those videos for years, like
hell yeah. I'm like, how do I'm like by the water, but it's not a construction site. Like Pride, you're like basically on a construction site, right?
Yeah.
It's so it's now just a high rise or something, you know.
It's just hard, just in the chair and shit.
Yeah,
bro. Amazing, bro. Driving that car.
Yeah.
He's got a Wu-Tang shirt on, driving the car.
Is it a Wu-Tang shirt?
Yeah, man.
I never noticed that.
Yeah, bro. He's wearing a Wu-Tang shirt.
Oh fuck.
We used to go to Staten Island. Me and Freddie would go out to the Wu-Tang store on the train and get gear.
Shit.
The Wu-Wear store.
The Wu-Wear?
Yeah, bro.
Sick.
It's legit, dude. Fuck, man.
Damn.
90s was sick.
90s
so lucky
were a
to
good
live in
time.
New York during the 90s.
was
Hip-hop and
fucking-
hardcore. It just all mashed. It was just a fucking beautiful time, dude.
Yeah.
Damn. All right,
I'm
brother.
jealous, dude.
You're still in New York, though. You're still a New York native, dude.
Yep.
Respect.
I don't think I'm leaving.
You
I don't want
to
to say I officially won't, but I don't plan on ever leaving.
You travel enough to have it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys. Mad love. Thanks for being here,
Thank
everybody.
you, guys.
Thanks for listening.
Appreciate it.
Later,
Peace.
Peace.
Bye. Gotta give a big shout out to Liquid Death. I've been in a band called H2O for 30 years. And my first real job with a company is a water brand. Go figure. Love you, Liquid Death. Love the people. Love the brand. Love the concept. Love what they give back. Love the community. Love what they do for the environment. You can go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on any of their merchandise that they make. They have such incredible collabs. Also, if you want to hear the story of the CEO, my good friend Mike Cesario, on the podcast, you can go to episode 115, part 1. And then 2 years later, we dropped a part 2, which is episode 275 with the CEO, Mike Cesario. Just a man from Delaware with a dream, worked at a marketing company, and made this become a reality. Liquid Death is an incredible company, incredible water, incredible people. And I'm super, super honored to be part of them. They sponsor my life. They sponsor everything, my family. So go liquiddeath.com/OLLC and get free shipping on anything you want to buy on that site. If you want to get water, it's exclusively on Amazon.com. Murder your thirst, y'all. Since 1987, Rockabilia has been around doing officially licensed merch. No bootlegs from all the artists that I freaking love, from pop to hip hop to rock to hardcore to punk. Over 500,000 items on this website, independently owned, operated in the USA. Custom limited collabs drop every month exclusively on this website from visual artists and tattoo artists. They have so many bands that I love and artists that I love, from Gaga to Blink, Katy Perry, Bad Brains, Beastie Boys, De La, Tribe Called Quest, 50 Cent, Billy, Deftones, Dead Kennedys, DMX, Dr. Dre, Eric B. and Rakim, Goo Goo Dolls, Hall & Notes, Wu-Tang, U2, Snoop, TSO, and Paramore. Those is to name a few of all my favorite bands that are on this website. I've owned t-shirts from all those artists throughout my life. Now I know to go here only. All officially licensed merchandise. Check out Rockabilia Instagram. Also go to rockabilia.com and use my code OLLC10 and get 10% off. That's rockabilia.com. Use my code OLLC10 and get 10% off your purchases. Thank you to Rockabilia for being our new sponsor. Welcome to OLLC fam. I have a lot of friends who are sober, a lot of friends who are straight edge, a lot of my friends who are going through it. I know struggling with substance abuse and alcoholism can be really, really hard, especially knowing who to turn to. It can be really, really daunting. I'm here to say that a good friend of mine and his friend started this incredible treatment center called Refine Recovery. They gave me a phone number, 855-516-3332. You can text, you can call them. It's totally confidential. It's safe. There'll be somebody on the other line to help you out, a compassionate human being to talk to help you navigate the process, the insurance treatments. They accept most of private insurances. You can go refinerecovery.com, Refine Recovery Instagram. I know it's hard, but reach out to somebody, man. People care about you. People love you. People want you to be here for a long time. People love you in their lives. If you're going through it, make this phone call. It's totally private. I know people DM me all the time about going through it and going through sobriety and trying to get straight and trying to take care of themselves, and the struggle is totally real. And Refine Recovery is the definitely move. Reach out to them, 855-516-3332, or text them, 855-516-3332. You can call or text this number anytime, 855-516-3332. You know the drill. This number is here for you to call.